you
are full
doing,
of energy
everybody?
today.
Thank you very much. Live. Here you go. Hello,
Not
Mick
dead
and George.
live. We're not dead, we're live.
Yes, we're
Hey.
live, not dead.
Wait, we need to talk about something today.
Oh yeah.
All those news stories about the Syrian rebels having a chemical accident,
Mm-hmm.
but nobody else knows about it, and we're going to go to war with these people. But what about these chemicals? What the fuck were they doing with sarin gas?
That's a very good question.
Nobody's even asked that question yet.
Well,
We
don't
definitely
know
need to
why.
talk about that.
But it's
There's
not
so
on the
much
news
going on.
anyways.
Mm-hmm.
You go to mainstream news, they still think that it was Assad doing it.
let's talk with the colors.
Yeah.
The colors of the chatters are gone.
What? The colors of the chatters are gone? No. Well, I told you, this is beta chat.
It's black, or blue, or light blue.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is that with you?
You can change your own color.
Oh.
Get the little gear at the bottom.
Yeah. All right. Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning, shout DS Photo Kai, Smell My Finger, Good Time Radio. Good morning, guys or gals, whichever is behind the wheels of steel at your house. This is Tuesday. It feels like what? Feels like Friday.
Yeah, it does.
No, it actually feels like Monday.
Does it? Okay. Well,
Yeah, because we didn't have we had Monday off.
Yes. Oh yes.
yeah, it was last minute day off. I just couldn't do it.
Well, next holiday, this
I did that
Let's just not
that
do
concert.
holidays
I got
anymore.
home late. What?
Let's not do holidays anymore. We just won't do holiday. That way, when we wake up in the morning and we really don't feel like fucking doing it, we don't have to.
Yeah. Just don't do it.
Well, I don't know. I don't know about that, Ed. That could be every day for you.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Yeah, the whole
But
lot of
I'm
stuff.
just saying.
Just-
Anyway, so no, we do the show out of commitment. Believe me, it takes a lot of commitment
Mm-hmm. Oh yes.
to just 3 hours of nonstop bullshitting.
And I gotta sit here and listen to it all.
Yeah. Good morning, Bean. Bean is on. Anyway, good morning, Vorp.
You out of jail.
Yeah, I'm out of jail. Yeah, I couldn't even afford to get out of jail right now. Never mind being in it. Good morning, Rudy Ford is on.
Yeah.
as
Had
well.
a, how
you're
was
getting there.
how was your Labor Day weekend?
It was
John?
good. Okay. The day before, what the hell was it?
Monday.
Monday. Labor Day.
Well, day before
No,
Labor Day.
before it was Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sunday I went down to the Okmulgee Dock, Okmulgee River Dock,
Yeah.
where they were playing. Young girl named Black Pearl, or AKA her real name is Micah Williams. 24 years old, great singer. She had a great backup band and a DJ. So the DJ would play music when they were down. And it just lit up the whole park. The whole park. Speakers everywhere. Phenomenal. It's like a concert that happened out of nowhere. And, you know, these guys are really committed. They had to unload the trucks with the big speakers, put out the wires. The stage is already out there. I bet they put that out early on. And chairs and tables. So it's a lot of work. It's a big production. And so when I got there early, I helped Bob cover the tables, and then he gave me a center table. Had a great time.
That's very good.
I saw Jack Ellis. He came by. It was good to see him there.
Yeah.
And then I had, there were a couple of women that arrived from Detroit.
Detroit.
From Detroit.
Dun, dun, dun.
And it was her birthday.
Wow.
So I saw them at the store, and I liked their hats. They were wearing hats. They didn't look like they were from Macon. Put it that way.
Okay.
And so as I'm crossing the street, they had noticed that I was sitting at the table And they said, listen, it's her birthday today. Would you mind if we sat in the front? I said, no, not at all. So I invited them to my table. And they hung out. It was great. So we had a party. We had music. I had a couple of beers. And I had a good time.
That sounds really
good. For once.
Really, really good.
Yeah. I got home late. And the next day, for me to do a show would be really just, I couldn't do it.
It's understandable. It's understandable.
I needed to rest.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that, I didn't realize there was a whole lot of stuff that happened during the Labor Day weekend. I mean, say for instance, August 31st.
Yeah.
I forgot that 16 years ago, Princess Diana was killed in that car wreck, that was due to the paparazzi. It was high-speed chase, and the only person who lived was.
I think it was intentional, anyways.
Intentional.
Investigating it now.
No, never mind. Here, me. We had a Saturday show, a special show. Volpabite was on. We had a few new visitors on our show. We had a 1-hour show where I had the guys. I don't know if you knew that. I had Kendrick and I had. Poteek on, and I had one of those guys' boyfriend, Fernando, Denwick, Kendrick's friend.
Yeah, okay.
Fernando. And we were just talking. They were talking politics and the hood and the black experience.
Yeah, anybody wants to watch it, it's on the Morning Roast page.
Yeah, it's 1 hour. We did 1 hour. And it was different. It was pretty radical. Yeah, I just let him bullshit and talk, and Poteek talked a little bit, and I couldn't talk. They were really going at it.
Wow.
Yeah, it was good. And they were going at it before. I was like, save it for the show. And then that's when we opened up the show, and they're a little bit more reserved. They were behaving. But before that, it was like mayhem in here. They just arrived. And then yesterday, we had the same guys show up, right? Kendrick, Dwayne, talking about wanting to start another show. Right? By the way, I was on TV last night. They finally showed it. Well,
he
finally saw it.
On the damn TV.
Yeah, Channel 14 I was on. Here I am, feeling really
That's
crappy about doing shows, and I'd show up on television.
Yeah, that's the public access cable over here in cable, making cable. That's really good, but that's that is something to think about. Ed, since you brought that up about that, they're actually thinking about that it might not have been an accident.
Well, that it wasn't actually Syria doing it. There was the rebels.
Yeah.
Who's supplying the rebels? We.
Look, that whole United States thing with the rebels and all this shit, if you want to get into that, first of all, we got to figure out who the rebels are.
Okay, let's
half of these guys are ho-hos and wannabes and all this shit. All they want to do is shoot a gun and get a gun. Get a nice
back up. Hold on.
$4,000 gun.
Let me finish.
Okay.
We're supplying the rebels.
Okay.
I know it's been admitted we're supplying the rebels. So where did the sarin gas come from, and what the fuck were they doing with it? Are those the WMDs from Iraq that they moved into Syria?
Maybe. That's a good point. Yeah,
possibly.
Also, the articles, there's not one article on the main news stations like NBC or whatever.
Right.
But all the other ones, the conservative news and this and that, all the before it's news, they're all saying that the rebels admitted having a chemical accident, and that's what caused the gas attack. But our main government has not acknowledged that yet. Neither has our news.
I don't even know if the question was asked. That's a good point, though. You think about it. There were no WMDs
found in Iraq, but they moved them over to
those guys
Syria.
were like this, weren't they? Saddam Hussein and this scumbag.
Yeah, possibly.
Right, and
we know that they weren't. I know that. Well, he had to be friends with somebody because I know he wasn't friends with Bin Laden. That's for sure.
Right, and he wasn't. And they had a war with Iran. for a lot of like a
Yes, they
million
did.
people died.
Yes, they did.
I'm gonna
So they
post,
weren't friends with Iran.
I'm going to post on the main feed here the link they can all look at. It's the Google page with all the different news people, not the major ones though, reporting this same story, but nowhere else do we see it. TV, none in newspapers, anywhere.
But guess what? You've seen it first right here. It's right here, live from the Nut House on the Morning Roast. Think of very interesting.
Yeah, and we talk about this kind of stuff early on. We gotta try to make your day more realistic.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I didn't know you were gonna do that.
Yeah. I'll just do it over.
Why don't you try it again?
Very
Say it
interesting.
again.
Very interesting.
Yeah. Good morning, Darlene.
Okay.
All
Speaking
right,
of
yeah,
which,
I needed that.
yes, hopefully it won't be game over. But you know, going back, there's a lot of bad stuff that happened during Labor Day weekends, like the death of Princess Diana 16 years ago, back in 1997, and 8 years ago, which is hard to believe, 2005 was the 8th-year anniversary of Hurricane Katrina wreaking havoc all through the Gulf Coast.
That's right.
Near Louisiana and Mississippi and Alabama.
So we're even celebrating disaster times now.
The article only came out on the 31st. The article was published on all the stations on the 31st.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, that's right. That's where you got the information from. But CBS or nobody covered it. NBC, CNN, not one of them.
Not even
it.
ABC. Come on.
Congress has come back into session. Our two congressmen, Saxby Chambliss and who's the other one? Sonny Isaacson.
Yeah, they love war, so
They're voting
of course.
that we go
Of course.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
They all want to go full speed ahead. Now, here's a question, though. Now, Obama did a smart thing. Let me just say this.
Mm-hmm.
Because what he wanted was, he wanted Congress to approve it, right? Not so much as to, for him making a decision, but to help him make the decision. To help him make the decision. Because he's gonna make the decision technically, but he didn't want to make this decision on his own. He said, you know what, this is too freaking complicated. Yeah. I'll tell you what. You've got John McCain wanting us to go in there and do a long-winded whatever. Mm-hmm. They say, oh, there's going to be no boots on the ground. Bullshit. There's always going to, all right, there's no boots. There's black shoes. There's going to be something there dealing with this issue.
Some drones, perhaps.
So, no, it's going to be long-term. I mean, that's what John McCain wants. He doesn't want us to go in and, as he calls it, pinprick. Mm-hmm. Pinprick. No, we got to have a long-term strategy. What's his strategy? For over 2 years, he's been saying regime change. Obama said regime change. So now they got to figure out how they're going to do this and do this right. Because those rebels is a problem. The rebels aren't a united force. They're like all these little freaking hoo-has running around. All these gangsters, or whatever you want to call them.
Gangbangers.
Yeah. Or gangbangers. Who the hell knows what they are? And for America to just give them like $6, $7, $8, $20,000 guns, you know, and ammunition and millions of dollars in weaponry, that would be like going into Chicago or going into Detroit and handing weapons to the people on the street. Yeah. It's just crazy.
I know.
And so John McCain better have, like he said, yo, we know who they are. We know who they are. Oh, it seems like everybody knows everything, but nobody else does. Mm-hmm. Even Kerry, we know. I always have this kind of leery feeling about this DNA science bullshit, where all you look at are a bunch of little bars, and you take it for granted. Sounds like a freaking barcode to me. That's the new barcode, trying to convince you that a freaking DNA test is somehow rock solid.
DNA is the new barcode?
We need to know more about the science of DNA and how they come up with that. Oh, because all we ever get is a frickin' board with a bunch of white lines and numbers on it. What the hell does that or any of that mean?
Go to college and learn it.
Well, yeah,
It's called
right.
college, yes.
Go to
You
college.
trust them
Somebody-
on their information. But I'm sure they're.
Yeah,
they're
somebody
getting
made
other,
it up.
I'm sure they're getting other people to verify it. UN inspectors went in. They found traces of sarin gas.
Yes.
Now the rebels saying that it was them and it was an accident.
Yes.
You're right.
And
They
those
can't
people
agree
are
on
not
anything.
carrying it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Congress can't agree on anything. Okay, that's a problem. You're absolutely right. Nobody, they can't even pass a frickin' budget, let alone for itself,
Yeah.
to help itself. Never mind helping somebody else. But the president put it in their lap so that they could take part of the blame if there is a fuck up.
Yes.
He'll be able to say this was a unified whatever.
You're right. Definitely right.
And he laid down the law. He spoke too quickly when he said, well, that's going to be drawing a red line.
Mm-hmm.
He tried to look tough, and now he's going to have to get tough.
Yeah. Definitely true.
So, anyway, we have no control of that, folks. Of course, the Congress is going to go in together and try to hedge this out, but of course, they're all going to back up the president.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I see it, because nobody's going to want to look like a wuss.
Exactly. No one's not going to look
They,
like
yeah.
But,
So I am more than sure that there's going to be something.
mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of stuff. By the way,
Before we jump to the other side,
Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah. Speaking of that, I wanted to say a good shout out to old co-worker of mine, Johnny, from who I used to work with at WPJ. He trained me as an MCO
That's
over
great.
there at Channel 58.
Get him a job.
Back when it was at Fox 58. This is back when
That's how
WPJ
you
was the
be a
Fox
friend.
station. Yeah.
Yeah, be a friend.
He ran into me and my mom and uncle Sunday. We just come from church. Yeah, we were over at Burger King, and I sent him like the link to the morning roast. So I just want to apologize if you didn't catch us yesterday. It was Labor Day, it was a holiday. So
Is he here?
No, I don't see him on there. But
Where did you run into him?
run him at Burger King Sunday.
Oh, okay.
So if you didn't get to see us, it was a holiday. It was Labor Day. So I apologize for that.
Did you you told me we were going to be on?
I didn't know we were. I didn't
yeah.
We told everybody
Well,
we
no,
were
you
going to
didn't
be
know.
on Friday.
All right.
Okay.
Oh well.
So next time we're just gonna
Master control
we're gonna
operator.
Leave
I'm
it
sorry.
Up for get grabs. Next holiday we'll just go. Will it be or we won't?
Okay. Yeah, well, DS for the guy, MCO is a master control operator. I'm sorry.
Yeah, master control operator.
Yeah.
Whatever
And,
the hell that is.
yeah, basically. we
Like
put
Ed.
stuff on it, yeah.
He's like, yeah. Yeah, it's a master control operator.
Yeah. Word. Okay, thank you. For shizzle. And my mother and I, after we were at Burger King, because she didn't want.
Shit, you had a good weekend. Why wasn't I invited?
I don't know. We went to church.
You with
It
your mom.
was just an impromptu thing. It's like, you know what? I was thinking, I sure wish I was able to check out, The Butler, the movie that's been going out now. That was like number
I
1
got
2
a
weeks
copy
ago.
of it, but it's like really dark. It's a
Oh.
can. It's a can.
Oh, it's
I got
okay.
a copy of Elysium too. It's a can.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. I went to see. We went to see right after we went to Burger King. I was trying to call Amstar 16 cents what the times were, but I don't know. I guess I had some type of roaming problem. It just wasn't accurate, so we just drove there anyway. And we got there about like 4:05. We just made it to the 4:30 show, and it was a very major. Oprah did a very good job acting. Forrest Whitaker, very good job as always. Cuba Gooding Jr. and also Terrence Howard, very good job. It was plus it was also great to see David Oyelowo act. He's an up and coming actor. He's this black guy from Britain. This British.
Do you have a British accent?
Well, no, he had an American accent.
Oh, yeah.
So he's
The
got.
Brits are good at that.
Yeah, they're very good at it.
Yeah, they're able to sound like American.
Yeah, I know. It's just astounding. If that dude doesn't get an Oscar nod someday, Hollywood. You're going to be a joke. I'm telling you. This guy is good. This guy's resume is just very impeccable, as far as I'm concerned. As far as acting, I mean, he's a young dude. I mean, he's not.
So what's other movies he's on?
He's been in movies. He's been in
I
Red.
want to hear his resume.
He's been in Rise of the Planet of the Apes. He played the CEO, executive guy that was in charge of trying.
Oh yeah. Okay, I know.
Yeah, that guy. He played a preacher in The Help. He was in The Help, and also he played one of the Tuskegee Airmen pilots in Red Tails. So I mean, that alone right there, I think this guy's future is bright. Very bright.
I don't mean to rain on his parade or your parade, but I didn't like that guy playing that part in that movie where he was the executive. What was the name of that?
Well, Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I thought he was miscast for that role.
Miscast?
Miscast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know why. I thought that.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, I mean,
Heath Ledger would have played him better.
Possibly, yeah, possibly.
It was just he didn't look diabolical enough.
Yeah.
Did you read the new rules?
What new rules? Oh no,
You must be at least 18 years of age to have an account. Doesn't say anything about being over the age of 18 on being on cast. So
okay, well that's.
Not to change the rules.
Well, that's good to know. That's good to know.
But they found that little boy in Byron, so.
Oh,
that was
thank
the
goodness.
that I was talking about.
Oh yeah, great.
We're talking shop, folks. In case you're wondering what the hell Ed's talking about.
Yeah, I think Ed was telling that they changed the rules just a little bit, so we're able to have Amber Alerts now. I think that's what you're talking about.
The rule against having 18 and over on cast is no longer there.
Good.
Okay, that's good. So, because it is definitely important when these children and teens are missing. It's definitely urgent to have
something to look at.
Yes.
Without worrying whether somebody's going to masturbate over it.
Yeah. I mean, the priority is like finding these kids. Trying to make it.
Yeah, I believe so, Gord. Because in the rules it doesn't say anything. So, and I was watching the Movie Bay the other day, and he was playing a movie with kids in it.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, there's a new movie channel on here called the Movie Bay.
Okay.
Okay, that's cool.
Alrighty, so let's get to the news, dude.
Okay.
All right. What's the weather anyway? Did you tell them the weather yet?
Oh no, I didn't get it. Actually, who would have thought? It's 8:30. It's 8:30 right now in Macon, Georgia, Eastern Daylight Savings Time. I know that can't be right. I had said it was. That must be the high was going to be. It can't be 90 degrees right now.
Geez,
What are you looking at?
Jeez.
It
is
74.
71. That's what I got.
Need some glasses?
71 degrees in Macon,
Not
Georgia.
yet.
It's going up to 90 degrees
Wow.
with a low of 69.
Good, thanks.
That's for today.
Thanks, Herb.
And tomorrow, Wednesday, hump day, it will be 92. So it's going to get hotter before it cools down on Saturday.
Yeah. Woo-woo.
So it's going to be 92.
Guess how hot it is. Guess how hot it is.
Guess what day it is?
And with
Hey,
all of this heat.
Almost one more day.
Yeah. I tell you, that's
Yeah, I can't believe it. It's Tuesday already.
Yeah.
Yesterday felt like Monday, believe it or not. It did feel busy. We had that visit from the kid. He came over trying to talk about starting a new show.
Through the Looking Glass?
Yeah, through the Looking Glass.
Yes.
Just putting that out there. What he wants to do is go like on location and do interviews of people. And of course he wants to interview Elaine Lucas. So I was like, okay. And he wants some help with the camera. And I said, well, all we have is this.
Well,
We can hook any camera up. They got a very good video camera.
okay. Yeah, I was just going back to that story about rebels admit gas attack was an accident or mishandling chemical weapons, and it also wanted to add. Okay, was that Ric Flair?
We got to try to synergize these subjects. We're all over.
Ric Flair!
Please. I'm going from Iran to Iraq to Syria to back to the
You
United
beat
States.
the man! You gotta beat the man! The Nature Boy! Woo!
Ric Flair, man.
All right, here we go.
Man, you wear me out.
Go
man.
ahead, Derek. Tell us about the gassing of people on by mistake or whatever.
Yes, it says the note of a couple of days of this report says it was filed about the rebels claiming responsibility. MPN, I guess from the Examiner.com news, added a clarification to their article. Says that Dale Gavlock helped with research and the writing of the article. It says it was not Gavlock the rebels spoke with, but was actually Ababna, to whom the rebels told about the accident was their fault. Ababna was the one who conducted the interviews with the rebels and families and residents of Ghouta, this area in Syria, which was gassed on the innocent people.
Yeah, I know. We saw the pictures. I mean, the proof is there. That wasn't some acting job.
Yeah.
But
Proof is in the
In the
pudding.
But the questions that always follow whenever I see these kinds of stories coming out where people were gassed and all that, and they're blaming one group, they're blaming another, you always wonder if there's sabotage going on. Where the rebels that are so-called fighting for
Think they're setting themselves up, or
what they do is who knows? I mean, here's my scenario that runs through my head. Maybe they found a cache of this shit, threw them out, say blame it on them. It's their weapons.
Yeah.
It doesn't belong to the rebels. Don't manufacture the weapons. Matter of fact, the United States is the one that does it.
In fact, they're shipping it to them.
So I don't know. I always have that conspiracy theory. I just don't trust any of those players over there.
Yeah.
It's not like it's like just like the United States of every rebel that lives here in the United States who likes to carry a gun, who would love to take over. Just imagine that letting loose everywhere.
Yeah, it's
all these Timothy McVeigh guys getting loose in the head, and imagine that, and they join the so-called rebel force, but in fact they're just like mass murderers. They just want to go and murder people,
just wreaking havoc.
Right. Who the hell knows what runs through their head?
Yeah.
I don't trust anybody.
I know. Speaking of people who maybe loose in their head, right here, there's a story that Ed sent me about crazy stuff. This crazy weekend, I'm telling you, bring out the loonies in folks.
Which one of the weird stories is that?
Basically, the one that says the illegal alien charged with raping farm animals.
Oh Lord.
In Louisiana.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm talking about? Hurricane Katrina. Now look at this stuff here.
Thank you, Ed, for that story. Okay.
Yes.
This is ridiculous, folks.
This is a wing dang doodle of the morning, right here, of the hour. Illegal alien.
All right, now by the way, this isn't getting on illegal aliens. This is just telling a story about an illegal alien.
Yeah, this is about this particular individual illegal alien. On this past Saturday, deputies with the Lafourche Parish Sheriff's Office, LPSO, arrested Mario Vasconcelos, age 34, after DNA evidence confirmed he had sex with some of the livestock on a privately owned farm. Yeah. It says in June earlier this year, deputies were called to the farm to remove Vasconcelos, who had trespassed onto the property. It says under questioning, Vasconcelos admitted to having sex with a donkey and a goat on 4 separate occasions, according to Sheriff Craig Weber. KLTV, the local station in Louisiana, reported, says DNA evidence was collected and submitted for the Louisiana State Police Crime Lab for analysis. Text reported that the sample matched Vasconcelos. Deputies said they discovered there was a warrant for his arrest for contempt of court from a domestic abuse case in 2011. And Vasconcelos also has been charged with 4 counts of crimes against nature and burglary. He is currently being held at the Lafourche parish jail on an immigration detainer.
Give
There you
the
have
donkey
it.
a rape kit. Yeah, I bet. I didn't be the one doing that.
Mess around with a donkey and a goat,
That'd
boy.
be like the guy who invented the tampon. How the hell do you demonstrate it?
Yeah. That's all I gotta say. That's just straight up bad, man. That's just bad.
That's a very sick individual. He needs to be put in a rubber room.
Yes. Yes, indeedy.
Fill it with holes.
Yeah, my point exactly. Really bad.
Yeah. Put
Yes.
holes in the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we're gonna go from that horror show to something that we don't do enough of,
Right.
and that we on the Morning Roast are committed to both sides of the story.
Right.
Sometimes we may not agree with either or, but at least we present.
Okay.
Today, I'm going to present the MPD, the Macon Police Department officer that was awarded for heroism. There you go.
Heroism,
We do
yes.
have, heroism. Yeah. Here we go. Macon, Georgia. Macon police officer was recently honored for his heroic efforts to save the lives of Christopher Bertram. Was awarded for working to revive a man who crashed in a motorcycle and a pickup truck. Bertram was also acknowledged for successfully resuscitating a woman found unconscious in the street. The unidentified woman is recuperating at Macon Hospital after Bertram performed cardiopulmonary resuscitation, CPR, to save her life. He said there was a small crowd gathered around the woman, who was lying face down on Robinson Road. Bertram explained when turned her over, he could see blood running out of one of her nose, one of her nostrils. I was always taught if you can see blood, that means they are still alive, even though I could barely feel her pulse, he added. I believe she had a heart attack. The officer said the works with heroes every day at the Precinct 3 of the police department. Days earlier, while off duty, he tried to save a man's life after a motorcycle collided with a pickup truck on Columbus Road. Anthony Baldwin, 48, died as a result of his injuries. I wasn't doing it thinking about I'm going to get recognized for this or anything like that, said Bertram. I just wanted to help the guy in the original motorcycle accident. I tried to see if I could save him, or if he could live, because he T-boned that truck really hard. You know, I just want to say something about this. I'm reading this story, and I'm kind of reliving what this guy is going through. That's hard work.
Mm-hmm.
That is really hard work.
Yes.
We have to acknowledge that. We acknowledge the fact that Bob Fickling really does a lot of hard work to put on his show downtown.
No question.
We're now
about it.
acknowledging the fact that the police department has a hard job to do and has to be really committed to doing what the hell they're doing.
Yes.
And then, of course, it goes back to us originally saying that we are committed to the show.
Exactly.
Am I right?
You're definitely on the button right there.
And I think that's what I was feeling about that kid, going back to that subject. We'll go back to that. I didn't feel that. All right. The Macon Police Command surprised the officer with a Hero Award. He was told to take boxes to police headquarters. Once he went inside, he saw the command staff who greeted him with smiles. Bertram has been with the agency for more than a year. He believes his family values and police training led him to the recognition. I grew up in a household where there was always a kind of military vibe, he said. I learned a lot from my dad and especially from my grandpa as well. They taught me that if you are going to do anything in life, always try to do what's right or don't do anything at all. The man at the helm of the police department was among those honoring the heroic officer. Macon Police Chief Henderson Carswell says he is proud of all of his officers. The police chief added, Bertram's heroic efforts is proof that his department cares for the community. Even though he was off duty, he stopped and did everything he could to try to save that person's life, said Carswell. The police chief added, people rarely see the positive side of law enforcement. According to Carswell, Bertram is only an example of the heart of the Macon police force. One of our main responsibilities is to preserve and save lives, and it's certainly gratifying, well pleasing to hear one of our officers stopping not one but 2 times to go above and beyond the call of duty, said Carswell. Bertram said he loved being an officer and he could not imagine working at a regular 9-to-5 desk job. I used to weigh 355 pounds and I lost 155 pounds over the years, and I want to stay out here and be active and help people as much as I can, said Bertram. It's not about the money. It never has been about money. I'm happy with what I do, and I don't think I'll ever do anything else. Yeah.
There you go.
One of Macon's finest, a hero, Officer Christopher Bertram. I'm not sure which precinct he's with, but
they did
find that out.
Okay. I think you mentioned it earlier.
Was it precinct? It wasn't precinct 3, was it?
You said precinct 3.
Did it?
Yeah.
Isn't that the precinct that Anthony is so...
Precinct 3?
Yeah. Precinct 3.
Is that right? Well,
the silver lining.
Well, what do you think about that? That happens to be the very same precinct that Anthony Harris has been exposing for bad behavior.
Well, maybe this will be a turnaround. Who knows? This maybe be a turnaround.
Yeah,
you know.
I hope so. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Anyway,
I had some.
There you go. Never let it be said that we don't tell both sides of the story.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I have some really bad news for those who are journalists. Veteran broadcaster David Frost has died. Sir David Frost was 74 years old. He died of a heart attack Saturday night aboard the Queen Elizabeth cruise ship, where he was due to give a speech, according to his family. The BBC said it received a statement from Frost's family saying it was devastated and asking for privacy at this difficult time. The cruise company Cunard said its vessel left the English ports of Southampton on Saturday for a 10-day cruise in the Mediterranean. Prime Minister David Cameron, one of the first public officials to send condolences, praised Frost for being an extraordinary man with wit, charm, talent, intelligence, and warmth in an equal measure, while BBC executives lauded him as a titan of broadcasting. He began his career almost fresh out of college and as the host of an early 1960s BBC satirical news show, That Was the Week That Was. Then a pioneering program that ruthlessly lampooned politicians, which was then a pioneering program which ruthlessly lampooned politicians. So that was like the 60s version of The Daily Show, I guess.
Yeah.
So to speak. The show gained wide following, and Frost's signature greeting, "Hello, good evening, and welcome," was often mimicked. He was popular in Britain.
He was 74, that's, you know.
Yeah, he was popular in Britain and just beginning to launch a career on U.S. television when he became internationally known in 1977 with a series of television interviews with Nixon. They were groundbreaking for Frost and the ex-president, President Richard Nixon, who was trying to salvage his reputation after resigning from the White House in disgrace following the Watergate scandal 3 years earlier. At that time, it was the most widely watched news interview in the history of television. The interview and the subject sparred through the first part of the interview, but Frost later realized that he didn't have what he wanted as wound down. Nixon had acknowledged his mistakes, but Frost pressed him on whether that was enough. Americans, he said, wanted to hear him own up to the wrongdoings and acknowledge abuse of power, and quote-unquote, unless you say it, you're going to be haunted for the rest of your life. Which David Frost admitted was ad-lib.
Yeah.
After more pressing, he basically Nixon relented and he said, he quoted, "I let the American people down and I have to carry that burden with me for the rest of my life." And that interview, of course, went on to spawn a hit play, and in 2008, a new generation was introduced to the Oscar-nominated movie Frost Nixon, starring Michael Sheen as Frost and Frank Langella as Nixon. So
And it was funny because soon after that interview, Nixon all of a sudden got all the sympathy and empathy from people.
yeah.
He wasn't such a bad president. He wasn't this and that. He was a son of a bitch. I mean, he really
You know what?
put this
They're all
country.
son of bitches. They're liars.
I mean,
They're
if the
fucking
president
useless.
wasn't already hated as it was, the idea of a president. We had just, they had just killed Kennedy. They weren't happy with Lyndon Baines.
The Vietnam War was
America with the
escalating.
Vietnam War was suffocating the country. I mean, all the shit going on.
Anybody that wants to be in
And then,
politics,
meanwhile,
or be
he's
like
sitting
the
in his
president,
office.
he's a powerhead.
Yeah.
That's all he wants is power.
He's sitting in
Yeah.
his office, a hateful son of a bitch, hates everybody, doesn't trust anybody.
Because people
I mean,
try
he
to
was
put
a
him down.
neurotic.
I mean,
A
kids-
complete nutcase we had in the freaking White House. We should have known that during the Kennedy debates when he tried to run for president against Kennedy.
Well, yeah.
The way he was
Well,
sweating from his lip,
well,
and
he was
he
vice
looked like a
president.
retard.
Well, the thing was people didn't get into the debates into it. That was the first televised debate at that time, and to be honest, JFK was probably much more savvy as far as like having a better image on television than Nixon did, because back then you just focused on radio what they spoke, but people were worried about what they looked, and Kennedy having the advantage of plus not only being better groomed physically but also younger too.
Well, but I'm not even talking
and plus you
about.
had a lot more women voters.
I
compared
know that America could be superficial,
Yeah.
and they didn't see through that. They didn't see that Nixon. They couldn't see his bad side.
Yeah.
They just saw a nervous guy,
Those sweating
but
bullets.
that was sweating bullets
5
because
o'clock shadow.
so-called Kennedy is a good-looking guy, and I'm an ugly doofball.
Yeah.
Besides that point, America didn't choose wisely in terms of bringing a guy like Richard Nixon, who was hungry for power. He ran for president quite a few times. He could never make it.
But you had to admit that he was Eisenhower's
vice president.
Eisenhower's
I know, he was
vice president.
He was
Matter of fact, that was one of my parents' biggest arguments back when they were dating each other. My mom voted for Nixon, and my dad was pissed. What?
right. You're absolutely right, Nikhil. Nixon compared, or rather Bean, Nixon compared to today was horrible, but he set precedent. He set a precedent that, what people don't realize is what these presidents do has an effect on the country. Even what the first ladies do has an effect on this country.
Yeah.
No matter what. If you breathe wrong, you blow some people away.
Yeah. That's kind of funny. Like my wife says, AT2 says my wife's grandmother admitted she voted for Ken because he was handsome. And
Oh, really?
And Bean says my grandmother did too.
And it's true. They all did. They all love Kennedy. They all want to go to bed.
It was
with
kind
him.
of ironic because my mom voted for Nixon and my dad voted for Kennedy. I was like, what was that? But obviously, if it wasn't for looks, my mom voted for Nixon because he is the vice president. He has more experience being in the White House longer. And he's like, look, Ken is a war hero. He's in World War II, PT 109. That type of stuff.
Yeah. And it's true, Kennedy was in the military. And, and he was good looking. He was tall. He was very articulate. He was different. Mm-hmm. He was Catholic. Everybody hopped on that. Kennedy was Nixon was what, a Methodist?
Yeah, something like that.
Baptist?
Yeah.
Some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Some fake religion. Anyway, so
but I was saying basically David Frost became huge, and that was the biggest interview at that time, especially during the 70s. And David Frost, he was the only person to have interviewed the last 8 British prime ministers as well as 7 U.S. presidents in office from 1969 to 2008. And besides the Nixon interviews, one of the more memorable moments was to include a tense interview with Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher over the sinking of the Argentine warship during the Falklands conflict.
Yeah. No, let's not forget. That's very, very
And
simple.
he was knighted. Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, you guys, AT&T, you're simplifying what happened in Nixon. He didn't get thrown out for recording the Democrats. He got thrown out for denying it, not because he recorded them. He got thrown out because he denied it.
Well,
And
he wasn't
that's
really
the
thrown
point.
out.
Almost
He-
like that scumbag Clapper tried to do with denying that, in fact, there was NCA going on. But I never heard the president deny it.
But remember, he
Came
resigned.
out and said it.
He resigned before they got a chance to get him
Yeah.
kicked out.
He
Before
denied it. That's the problem
before he got
that Nixon
impeached.
had. And he
Yes.
tried to cover it up, and he did all this finagling, and he hated on people. He didn't trust anybody. He was stupid. The power went to his head, and he lost sight of what was the right thing to do. And now, of course, we have NCA or NSA.
NSA.
Maybe that's why that happened. Because of what Nixon did.
Mm-hmm.
So now we got to make sure that we're all protected. Or who the hell knows what he set off?
Yeah, but Mr. Frost, Sir David Frost, he was knighted in 1993, and he worked for shows from the BBC, and he was working for Al Jazeera International, the English-speaking network of Al Jazeera.
Well, I don't
He
know.
survived by his wife, Karina, and their 3 sons, so rest in peace, Sir David Frost, dead at age 74.
74, young.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if those interviews did good or bad, because all of a sudden, after those interviews came out, there was this whole propaganda going on to try to salvage Nixon's reputation.
Well, I think that's probably why he went to
started
David
calling
Frost.
him an elder statesman, and all of a sudden he's appearing with the other presidents. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, you gotta. I think you have to admit though. Nobody. I mean, you couldn't get Dan Rather. You couldn't get nobody like. You couldn't get like Walter Cronkite to interview Nixon. They had to get someone, David Frost. They had to get like an outsider, if you will, someone who's not American.
Yeah.
To interview that guy, because they would have been, if he would have been American, he or she would have been automatically biased. Just, because.
Oh, that's good. Al Jazeera, by the way, yeah, he really fell from grace prior to his death, says Nikal.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm a hell of a lot suspect of that station. You know who they hired? That O'Brien girl from CNN. That black, light-skinned Sonia, is it Sonia?
Soledad O'Brien?
Soledad O'Brien is working for Al Jazeera now. Would you believe that?
No, I had no idea. Well, yeah, she's a black Latina.
Yeah, and she was on CNN.
Mm-hmm.
She's a big to-do on CNN. She was like an Anderson Cooper. And now she's working for Al Jazeera. And so's the guy that does, trying to remember what his name is. He does some of that mysteries cop show stuff on CNN. And he's also over there. I guess CNN is in bed with Al Jazeera. Or something's going on.
Possibly.
Follow the money. Yeah, that's what's going on.
Yes. Well, I got some breaking news from Atlanta. Just to close up, it's going on 8:56 right now, a.m. This one just got some breaking news from WMAZ, from Kenny B. Early morning fire at Hartsfield-Jackson Airport. Says 2 firefighters sustained minor injuries while battling a blaze that sent thick smoke into a terminal at Atlanta's airport, authorities said.
Wow.
The blaze occurred around 5:20 a.m. this morning. Involved an escalator in Concourse T, filling the area with heavy smoke. Atlanta Fire Rescue spokesman Janet Ward told the Associated Press. Passengers were rerouted to other concourses at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, the world's busiest airport, Ward said. Ward said that 2 firefighters were hurt when they slipped in water. The 2 firefighters were not hospitalized, authorities said, and there were no reports of any injuries. Airport spokesman Reese McCraney said at 7 a.m. that all gates were operational and all flight operations were normal. A train that connects the terminals was also running, but not stopping at Concourse T, he said.
Wow.
Speaking of something that was, we can go get into that, but
Yeah.
that was a local Burger King that was set on
fire, yeah.
fire. Yeah, that kind of made me mad.
No, the car caught on fire.
the car caught on fire, which
Somebody overcooked the burger.
no,
Did Chunk?
no, it was the guy. The guy is he was near the drive-through, and
His car caught on fire. He saw smoke coming up from under the hood, opened it up, and it was a ball of flames, and it went right in through the drive-through window. And the smoke just everybody had to leave.
oh yeah, and it's,
Wow.
yeah, it's the Burger King.
Gassed them out.
Yes, the Burger King near my place. So they had the
Get that story up,
Yeah,
and
the
then
Yeah,
we'll.
talk about flame.
Yeah, get that
bottles,
story up. And then meanwhile, I got this one over the weekend. Georgia State Patrol says that traffic accidents during the Labor Day holiday travel period resulted in 14 deaths across the state. 14 people dead. Wow. Authorities said state troopers arrested more than 225 drivers on charges of driving under the influence. State Patrol spokesman Gordy Wright says troopers were called to investigate 443 traffic crashes, which resulted in 226 injuries. State troopers also investigated crashes involving 10 of the 14 fatalities reported during the period. A 78-hour period began on Friday at 6 p.m. and ended Monday night.
wow.
So between Friday and Monday, this is we have all these fatalities and crashes.
Yeah, and accidents. So.
Yeah.
We just kind of have. We usually had like 12 last year.
What the hell, man?
I know people just act crazy. Like, well, it's not gonna be me, and you gotta be careful. It may, it might end up. I don't want to be be on that list. But as I said, there was a car at a Burger King drive-through in Macon burst into flames this past weekend. Actually, Friday morning, around about the time we had our last show, filling the restaurant with smoke and heavily damaging the drive-through window. No one was hurt. It happened at the store at 3025 Pine Owner Avenue, just north of Williamson Road, which is like less than half a mile from my house.
Okay, that's this is in case you guys aren't listening. To preface it, this is a local Burger King
Yes.
fireball.
Yes.
A explosion happening near his house.
Yes.
Go ahead.
The driver.
Local.
Yeah. Local. Burger King, yeah. The car's driver, Jerome Sampson, age 62, told WMAZ's Judy Lee that he noticed smoke coming from under the hood while at the drive-through window. When he opened the hood, he saw what he described as a small fire that could have been put out with a quart of water. But Sampson says the fire extinguisher at a Burger King employee gave him was faulty. The fire spread through the drive-through window, and Sampson's Buick LeSabre was gutted before firefighters could save it. Sampson didn't know how the fire started, and basically Channel 13, the station, was left messages with Burger King.
So it was his car?
Yeah, it was his car. Sergeant
Didn't change the oil. Or didn't add oil.
Possibly, I don't know, who knows. Sergeant Ben Gleason, a Macon Fire Department investigator, says the inside of the restaurant was heavily damaged by smoke. One viewer said that some of the customers were stranded at the Burger King for as long as 2 hours due to the fire. Chris Gore wrote his wife stopped at the restaurant at 9 a.m. and was still stuck there around 11 a.m. He blamed police and fire officials for keeping the members of the public at an environmentally dangerous situation. Last time I checked, it's been roped around by yellow tape, so hopefully someone will be able to hopefully it will be able to fix the damages of that Burger King, because you just can't have it your way anymore.
Well,
obviously.
It's funny because I went with Aunt to McDonald's, okay, and all of a sudden one of the kids came out to have a smokes, and I asked him about that $15 an hour rule.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you brought that up.
And I told him, I said, I don't think that that you guys deserve $15 an hour. I said it should start at $10 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
After 3 months, 90-day probation period, you get a $2 raise, and then by 6 months to a year, you get a 50-cent raise. So by the time you go 6 months,
Yeah.
you're at $12.50 an hour, and that's it. And
Yeah.
then the managers and all that get 15
And up.
I know.
Yeah. We'll probably get back with it later because I want to talk to you about that because I caught some. Well, I didn't catch a lot of heat though, but one of my friends was concerned about a picture that I had on my Facebook page concerning about the workers at the fast food places protesting or striking to be able to get $15.
Yeah, we'll talk
salary.
about that when we get back. All right,
Yes.
we're going on break.
We'll be right back.
Back.
Yes, we are
Okay.
back. That was some really good breaks, pictures that we have. Particularly, thanks for playing them, Ed. As always, wanted to give out the one particular video of the 11-year-old college freshman Carson Huey. He was going to TCU, Texas Christian University. He's an 11-year-old college freshman.
But he needs 11.
Yeah. Well, no, that's another person.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm just saying that referring back to when Al Tillman was here, he was basically saying making.
Oh my God! Look who's here.
Well, basically, Tyra London. What up? Yes, Aunt.
What up? What up?
Yeah. Did you happen to see the video that we had? This video break. They had the 11-year-old college student. Well, anyway, they had the Carson Yu was the one that we mentioned earlier. He's getting ready to start his freshman year at TCU. He's a college freshman at 11 years old. And Al Tillman, who was here last week, was talking about his goal was basically to make smart and be the new cool. And what's cooler than being smart? And my if I had my hat on, I'd definitely tip my hat off to Carson Huey for keep doing what you're doing, keep achieving, keep on striving. That's the way to go.
Super cool.
Yes.
Yeah, well, he's gonna be smarter than the rest of us.
Oh yes, because
But,
he's going to be
I
a
just
surgeon
wonder
or
how
something.
much money it's gonna cost.
Yeah, it's not going. Yeah,
Yeah.
college now. It's not going to be exactly the.
They're not giving him that
Yeah.
education. He has to pay for it. or
Well, yeah.
something,
Well,
right?
obviously his parents are because And
Yeah,
I was just
man.
reading. And matter of fact, I'm glad you brought that picture. It was something that I got from from a Facebook friend of mine, and some people liked it, some people did, and about the picture. Tell me again how you want a pay raise for flipping burgers. Basically, how some of the fast food workers last week were protesting that they want a $15 hour raise because $7.25
They
an
can be
hour.
replaced by automated equipment.
Well, yeah, that's true.
So, that's the kind of job you start out at. That's life.
Yeah, that's life.
Newspapers, flipping hamburgers.
Yeah, bagging
and
groceries at
way
Piggly
up.
Wiggly. Yeah, trust me, I did not want to spend the rest of my life there.
And I know at least 3 or 4 people that have college degree can't even get a job flipping a hamburger. They won't give them that job.
Well,
So if they got that job, they should be happy.
I think that's why they're
It's true.
complaining, because some of these folks that work at Burger King and McDonald's do have some kind of college, and they just want more money. I mean,
Yeah.
But the point that I was telling this kid when I was at McDonald's with Anthony the other day, and I talked to one of the workers, was McDonald's has a terrible reputation of getting all the orders screwed up. And, it's almost a given that when you're at that drive-through window, that you have to kind of double-check and look through your bag and make sure that everything is there. It's ridiculous. People should be able to grab that and feel confident that their order is correct, but they don't even do that right.
Well, I need to interject something.
That's why cars blow up at the.
It has nothing to do with it.
Yeah,
they're sitting there
That's
idle.
car manufacturers.
That's
problem.
car-
Yeah, but look, they sit there idling, burning that engine up, waiting on their frickin' meal.
So in other words, they should get rid of the drive-throughs.
Well, I'm not saying that. They should figure out a way to get those people moving in and out of there. I mean, how many times do you sit at Burger King with a gigantic line? It takes
When
them
I was up in
forever.
Connecticut,
Mm-hmm.
People behind the counter work fast.
Yeah.
People behind the counter here, they're too busy bullshitting about what they did last night. That's the fucking problem.
Yeah, I have to agree. I have to agree. I've seen him as
I'm
myself.
just saying.
But yeah.
I don't know. That's why, you know, I have a hard time. And I told him, I said, look, you know, Burger King and all you guys, you guys screw up the orders all the time. We have to double check those orders. That is the status quo. That is the standard. Why is that?
I don't know. I guess
what, you know,
people don't miss the water when until the well runs dry. I guess, so to speak. I caught a little bit of heat. I mean, I didn't get like thrown off of Facebook or anything, but some people liked it, some people didn't. And one of my closest friends, oldest friends, basically asked about the picture I had.
what picture?
The picture.
What are we talking about now?
The one that I posted?
One I posted a few minutes ago.
I
Where
didn't
basically, you know,
I
we
didn't
had
know.
a guy from the
Hello.
military. Yeah, that one. Tell me again how you want to pay raise for flipping burgers?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and well, one of my closest friends basically said, you know, joining the right wing masses there, D. It says like, well, what? Because I'm not a right winger. I mean, I'm just saying, like, you know, I just don't want to pay no freaking $8 for a Big Mac. You know, which I basically said to him, like, Chris, do you feel like paying $8 for a Big Mac or $8 for a Whopper? You know? And then he says to me, Derek, you should vote Republican. Vote Republican. No joking around. They're going to take your side on this.
Well,
it says,
I
in
mean,
fact,
that's going to happen
yeah.
eventually. I mean, that's going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember when I was younger, it would be ludicrous.
Yeah.
Ludicrous to say that you would pay $1 for a loaf of bread.
Yeah.
I mean, people were like, "Oh, you're gonna pay $1 for a loaf of bread." How much are we paying for now? $4.
$2.79 to $3.50.
Well,
$4.
Depends on where you get it from. Now, Kroger, they do have some loaves of bread where you can pay $1 for this, and they actually have some that are 88 cents.
Yeah,
but
the 99, the 10 for 10, but they don't last that long. The
Yeah,
bread
I know.
goes moldy in a couple of days.
that's very true.
If
That
you don't
goes
eat that
back-
shit up fast, it's gone.
Yeah. If you have, well, I usually keep my loaf of bread in the refrigerator, you know, anyway, just to keep it from molding.
Yeah.
Um,
But anyway,
but still, you know, I
yeah,
was
we'll eventually pay $8 for a burger, maybe a few years down the road.
possibly.
We're already doing it. Go to the Rookery. You're paying $10 a burger,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, another one friend of mine, Troy E, says, why would you pay $8 for a Big Mac? He said they just tripled their CEO's pay from $7 million a year to $21 million a year, and your Big Mac didn't go up 1 penny. So studies have shown that they could raise the minimum wage to a livable wage with no cost increase at all, but they choose not to.
Well, that's impossible to say that.
I'm
How
still
could you
try-
give a wage increase and it not cost anything? Where the hell is the money coming from? It
Well,
costs
most people
something. It
don't know
always
about
costs
Well, it
something.
has to cost from somebody because, I mean, look at if the guy see, which means I must be in the wrong business. I mean, the CEOs at McDonald's and Burger King that getting paid from $7 million a year to $21
You don't
million.
even know what's in that shit you're buying there. Go to Subway. I finally read it the other day. All our meats are turkey-based. What the fuck? What is turkey-based salami?
That's a good question.
That's where they're making their money. They're cutting corners on what they're giving you. Okay, you're paying the same amount or more for
Even
less
the
than
meat,
what you
even the
used to pay.
meatballs are turkey based.
They didn't have meatballs. They didn't have them at that one.
Huh.
Nope.
Very interesting. Huh.
I don't think it considers the cold cuts though, and that you're gonna freeze.
Okay.
So be careful.
Okay, I
You'll be
will.
walking around like this all the time.
Oh, well.
That is something to think
Yeah,
about.
well, I'm being very patient this morning, Rocco. Just want to remind you.
Is Rocco causing shit again?
I'm
Talking
still,
shit again.
Rocco, cut the shit.
I'm still trying to figure, man. How do you go? guys were working, CEOs at McDonald's and Burger King jump from $7 million to $21 million a year.
Yeah.
What type of raise? That's one hell of a raise. You 3 times the pay. Oh my goodness, man. That's highway robbery. I'm just saying it's highway robbery because I'm not getting that money, or neither one of us. I mean, my
like I said, too much money to start out. $15 an hour is way over. They have to be more realistic. $10 an hour to start. $2 raise, or even a 50-cent raise after 3 months. And at the end of 6 months, $12.50, and that's it. You stop there. Managers get 15.
Okay.
Or assistant managers.
And I guess if you're a manager or if you're owner of that, McDonald's or franchise, you definitely deserve more because you're the ones that are going to be responsible.
Yeah, $1,000 a week.
Yeah.
Pull out of the business for the
yes. I got some.
owner.
Yeah. I got some news stories. Those who were living under a rock yesterday, basically, Diana Nyad completes historic Cuba to Florida swim.
Yeah. Congratulations. This is the first woman to do this, or the first
person ever. Yes. It's never, ever give up. It's just find a way. That was the mantra Diana Nyad said she had this year, and that's exactly what she did. Because yesterday, on Labor Day, talk about doing some labor, whole other version of labor that is, Nyad became the first person to swim from Cuba to Florida without a protective cage, willing her way to a Key West beach just before 2 p.m. Eastern Time, nearly 53 hours after jumping into the ocean in Havana for her 5th try in 35 years.
Yeah.
Shortly after conquering the Straits of Florida, the 64-year-old, yes, a senior citizen, 64-year-old endurance swimmer sat down with CNN medical chief correspondent Dr. Sanjay Gupta. Says it's all authentic. It's a great story. You have a dream 35 years ago, doesn't come to fruition, but you move on with life. But it's somewhere back there. Then you turn 60 and your mom just dies, and you're looking for something, and the dream just comes waking out of your imagination. Nyad said. And she said,
"Yeah, we saw the mask. She came out. She looked like she was ready to have a heart attack. I mean, I was a little bit scared the way she looked.
Yeah, with that mask on, it looked like she was.
I said,
like she was trying.
Is that a man? Oh, but
it looked like she was trying to jump in the Batmobile or something.
I don't know what the hell it was. She looked horrible coming out of that water.
Yes,
poor baby. But she did it.
Yeah, well, yeah, she did. She said for 49 hours, the wind just blew like heck, and it was rough.
Yeah.
She said she was vomiting and had so much salt water in the system and shivering. She sang lullabies to help her relax.
She really fought her body.
She really did. She really did. Says dozens of onlookers, some on kayaks and boats, and waiting in the water, standing on shore, gathered to cheer her as she finished the more than 100-mile swim. 103 miles swimming.
Anthony saying, well, if she's driving 101 miles, what the hell do you expect? I expected her to come out looking like Pamela Anderson with a big boobies, looking all beautiful. How's that?
I don't know about that.
That would have been a hell of a lot better.
Man, you need to check your diet, see what they putting in them omelets, man. They putting
a big ass jellyfish jugs that she has coming out of the water.
Yeah, you may have to check those mushrooms you've been eating them in them 3-egg omelets.
53 hours or something like that?
Yeah.
53 hours?
Yeah. Damn near 2-day swim.
Good morning, Miss Scruffy.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, well, Miss Scruffy, but I need to ask about the rules, okay,
Yes.
Miss Scruffy? Our show consists of news variety, and sometimes we have Amber Alerts we like to put out, but we've been afraid to post a child's picture. Mm-hmm. Is it okay for us to do that?
All right. Now, let me say. A lot of us would love to swim from Cuba to Miami without a shark cage. But we have jobs. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, she said she'll okay that.
Okay, great.
Great. Thank you, Miss Scruffy.
Thank you.
We had a little boy that was missing over the weekend, but they found him yesterday, so we don't need
All right, well done.
Miss Scruffy's been working her ass off along with Mark to try to make the site even better. This looks great.
Mm-hmm.
I like the way it's working.
Oh, yes.
And I always did anyway. I never had a problem with it.
Mm-hmm.
Never had a problem with it. It was good when it began, and it's getting even better every day.
Oh yes, always does.
Thanks to Miss Scruff. What happened to Georgia DB?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know
What happened to Georgia? What do you mean?
You're talking
That's a
about the
generic
Georgia football.
Oh, okay.
You know, because
I know what
Georgia.
happened.
Yeah, they choked. That's what happened. Yeah, game over. Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Did you read that, Ed? Miss Scruffy. Pre-produced professional content under 18 is fine too.
Oh, okay, good. Thank you.
Great.
Yeah, they're them dogs, man. I don't know what it is. I mean, 8 of the seniors left, so they went.
That means movies.
So they went. They graduated, and they went to or they went straight to the pros or what have you. But these young bucks, man, they gotta tighten up, man. They gotta tighten up their game. I guess it's safe to say we probably had to go into sports since.
Might as well. Thank you, Anthony, for ushering us into sports.
Yes. Well, Georgia Bulldogs had a terrible start on their 2013 season. They were in the lead for a while against Clemson, but they ended up shorthanded and they lost 38-35 in the fourth quarter. But hey, don't be seeing me. You're the one who brought this up.
It's the end of the world.
Okay, you brought this up. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
But anyway, on the other hand, Mercer University, who had did amazing their very first game in 72 years against Reinhardt University, they won with a last 3-second field goal, winning 40-37 over Reinhardt University. What a great way to start the football season in 72 years.
Orgasm.
They went 40. They're 1-0 and they're pretty much undefeated so far. Yes. I was checking another news. They have baseball. I'm trying to get something in. U.S. Open. Federer got stunned. He got beaten by Nadal during the U.S. Open, which was been going on. There was a rain delay yesterday during Labor Day, and CBS was playing like the best of U.S. Open when they had like these classic matches between Jimmy Connors and Bjorn Borg.
Yeah.
And John McEnroe and Bjorn Borg, who always kicks ass in Wimbledon, but he's never won a U.S. Open before. This was back during the 70s and early 80s. And they had the one where Venus Williams won her very first U.S. Open. By the way, Serena Williams, she advanced to the semifinals. She going against today. She's in the quarterfinals. She's going against Carlos Suarez Navarro.
Yeah.
Who's ranked number 18. Actually, we had one story about the matches that they had. Who was defeated? Victoria Duval, the young American 17-year-old who lost. She was doing well, and then she lost just before making it to the quarterfinals. As you know, she was a 17-year-old, and you know her parents are from Haiti. Her father almost died in that dreaded 2010 earthquake that they had in Haiti, and basically she willed her father, prayed for her father to keep afloat, and he's still alive. Both of her parents are still alive to root for her. And even though she lost recently, but she'll be back. She'll definitely will be back, no question about it.
If she doesn't die.
Yeah. And also, as I said, Serena Williams, she's going in the quarterfinals. She defeated Sloane Stephens, the 19-year-old prodigy, who's also African American female. I guess she's like the new Venus or new Serena, whichever you want to prefer. Mm-hmm. I guess she got some gas left in the tank. She's going against Garcia later today. We'll find out later today on CBS. As you know, NFL season, the real games are starting this week. After 4 games of preseason games that we had of the last month. This past Thursday night we had some games. Okay, we had a couple of games that we had. Thank you. We had Chicago lost to Cleveland 18-16. Kansas City Chiefs lost to beat Green Bay 30-8. Arizona beat Denver Broncos 32-24. Oakland Raiders lost Seattle 22-6. And San Francisco 49ers beat San Diego Chargers 41-6. Also, in other news, Tim Tebow didn't make it. He got cut from the Patriots. What to do?
Goodbye.
Yes, goodbye. Yeah, goodbye.
Go become a preacher or something.
You probably could.
Go become a minister. Make a lot more money.
Yeah, he probably could. It'd be tax-free, too.
Millionaire ministers driving.
Ric Flair,
They got all the.
to be the man, you gotta beat the man. Woo!
Yeah, get him out of
Speaking of which, there's going to be a Night of Champions that's coming, another pay-per-view by WWE. Also, there's going to be also on SmackDown this upcoming Friday. There's supposed to be
that fake sport.
Yeah,
fake sport. We even have fake sports here.
They have they have a four-way final. They have a four-way Suicide Friday match. Four-way match in the Divas match between Natalya. I think one of the Funky Dactyls. One of Funky Dactyls, and one of the Bella twins. I think Bria Bella against the Divas champion AJ Lee, which will be coming up Friday night on Friday Night SmackDown on the Sci-Fi Channel, just in case.
There we go. Ugh.
Lay the smacker down.
All right, are we through yet?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And of course, as far as the rankings, well, Georgia was number 5. It dropped down to number 8. But
Okay.
since Clemson beat them, Georgia should never fight Clemson as their very first game in the season because they always lose for some reason. I don't know why, but they do. They're no longer in the top 5. Clemson's now in the top 5 since they beat Georgia. Clemson was originally number 8. Of course, Alabama is still number 1 because they're national champions, whatever. And that's pretty much all I have.
I can't
sports.
stand Alabama. All right. Thank you. Fast forward. Let's bring up another mayhem story or something.
Yes.
That is
I got one.
Morning news channel over here. Derek.
Yes.
What else is in the news?
This is in the news recently. From Atlanta, a Georgia police officer arrested in corruption sting. It says federal prosecutors say a Metro Atlanta police officer and another man have been arrested on corruption, drug, and weapons charges. Investigators say Clayton County police officer Dwayne Penn conspired with accused drug dealer Adrian Austin to arrange a fake traffic stop involving a car they believed was holding 6 kilograms of cocaine. Authorities say the person they were looking to set up was actually a confidential federal informant, a Fed who was undercover, I guess. Yeah. Officials say Penn and Austin waited while the informant conducted a staged drug deal with another undercover agent, Indicator, this past last week. Investigators say Penn drew his gun on the informant, ordered them into his car, took 4 kilograms of fake cocaine, and let the informant go with 2. The 2 were arrested soon afterward, and it's unclear if they have attorneys. So there you have it. Someone got cold busted in a drug bust.
Drug bust. Yeah, everybody knows. All right. Well, my computer just went down a little bit, so bear with me. What else do we have, Derek?
Listen, from other news? Oh, yeah, we got some more stuff. Well, about that one, about the 11-year-old who was trying to get into, who actually is getting into TCU, 11-year-old college freshman. Here's another college-based story, which is, I don't know why I do not know, but there was a story about Juicy J. This rapper, Juicy J, is basically giving out a $50,000 scholarship for the best twerker. No joke.
Okay.
This rapper is giving out a $50,000 twerking $50,000 college scholarship for anyone who twerks the best. Can you believe that?
I believe it or not, I could believe that.
Man, People should get a college education. I mean, you're supposed to be getting a college scholarship for working, learning and working, not twerking. I mean, jeez. I rest my case.
Well, tell us your story, Derek.
There was a story. Okay. Okay, I'll get this.
Now that you brought it up, might as well go.
Yeah, might as well. But jeez, I could not believe. I first heard that it just blew my mind. Just.
All right, here we go. Bring it up.
Okay. Let me try to get.
Yeah.
It's 9:30.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was just saying it's 9:34 a.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time in Macon, Georgia. It's 74 degrees outside in Macon with a high of 90 and a low of 68 degrees.
All right, tell us your story, Derek.
The story is Juicy J, a rapper, is giving out a $50,000 scholarship for a woman, for anybody who's is obviously for ladies only. Basically for those who want to get into college, and for $50,000, who could twerk the best, and they had to send a video to YouTube.
All right, so we have no written story for this.
No written story.
All
Well,
right,
they had.
so,
I'm still. I think I had it here recently.
All right. Well, let's see. In other news.
Okay, found it. Yes, Juicy J promises $50,000 scholarship to best student who can twerk. From Soren Baker. After announcing last week on Twitter he was going to be giving out a $50,000 scholarship to the best chick who can twerk, quote unquote, Juicy J has started rolling out details of the qualifications for scholarship applicants. He tweeted that the scholarship is for females only. The 3 6 Mafia co-founder released a video offering additional scholarship information. It says, make sure you share your videos on Facebook and Twitter and tag it at The Real Juicy, at WorldStar, and the hashtag JuicyJ Scholarship to get your friends to vote. Dang.
I ain't voting for that shit.
I ain't voting for that.
I don't think
you should get a scholarship for working, not twerking. I'm sorry.
And it's funny that that's a good segue to leading to vote for this shit, or that shit, or whatever shit is out there to vote for.
Yes.
Elaine Lucas came out saying that if she's elected, she will be serving an old task. An old task. It's like the old task. To her, it's new. What does that mean? I'll read it. For current Macon City Councilwoman Elaine Lucas, serving on the new Macon Bib Commission will be a new but old task.
Yes.
I know the process, and I've read the charter a number of times, so I'm well versed with that, said Lucas. She believes her experience is key when it comes to electing the person to represent District 3. That's going to be a key skill because this government is new. And the people have been made promises that taxes are going to be kept low or reasonable. And I want to make sure that people actually know what's going on, said Lucas. But she's not just concerned with the entire county. Lucas says there's problems that need to be addressed in her district, like drainage issues in Thornton Heights. I'll go back as their voice and say these are the things that people really want. They're paying their tax money. They want these things done, said Lucas. Lucas, who served more than 20 years on the Macon Bib City Council, Macon City Council, currently serves on 4 of its committees, including appropriations. So, that is Elaine Lucas's promise to her district and to the county.
Okay.
Not sure what to say, but
what is this?
But the reason why I say this is because she didn't want consolidation government. Which sounds to me that she's going to give a lot of people a hard time in the commission because she didn't want this government to begin with, She's now wanting to halt the election and saying that we need to look at the districts that they're voting in, and we have a confusion with that. So on one hand, she's saying, I want to serve the public and get the things done. But on the other hand, she doesn't even want the process to begin. She's now causing rumbles about the process. And then one of her friends is causing rumbles about the process, Mr. Gibson, who's causing problems with Al Tillman. So it seems like everything that she's involved in is causing a problem with this election. Yeah. Or at least bringing up the issues that are problems in this election.
Right.
But yet she wants us to vote for her. I don't get it.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Oh, what a tingle.
No, Scarlett, I'm not anti-Elaine. I'm anti bringing up nonsense that has nothing to do with what's important, like the drainage issue. And those issues. It seems like it's more than just a drainage issue.
Right.
The drains are clogged here when it comes to getting things done to begin with. And it's taken us how many years to get to a point where now, after so many years, we have a football.
Well, I got a gripe, okay? When I hear all this stuff, a new beginning, a new change, a new this, a new that, and it's the same old people that've been there for the last 20 years, I don't
25
see
years.
I don't see anything new coming out of it. I don't think anything's going to change.
Yeah.
Now, by the way, at break time, I got a nice little video about making the play. So.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see it yesterday? I sent it to you.
I didn't
You don't
get
check my messages.
Yeah, they promise you everything until they get
cut off my
elected.
internet.
You're right, Scarlett, and that's true.
They're used car salesmen. They don't want. You think they're in it for you, and you, and you? They're in it for their own game.
Well, of course.
So they can be
doing it to help
important.
somebody else.
It reminds me of when the cell phones came out. Remember when the cell phones came out?
Yeah, they were like about this big.
Yeah, well, no, even before that. Rather after that, when they started exploding.
Big as a house phone.
The little, the phone, the flip phones that were supposed to be imitating Star Trek.
Yeah.
They were talking about now we have the Star Trek phone. Everybody's owning it. People were walking around it trying to look important. You remember that?
Yes.
It's like everybody looked important with
You're
a
not
phone in
important
it.
unless
This
you're
is
carrying
what
a
they
flip
want.
phone.
They want to
Yes.
look important. They want to look important. For whatever reason. And yeah, everybody's important. There's no doubt about it. That's what God teaches us.
Yeah.
Everybody's important. What I'm saying, there's a difference
Some
between.
people are impotent.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Impotent.
You're impotent.
In more ways than one. Talk about impotent.
Yeah,
Speaking
yeah,
of
I'm
impotent.
serious. I mean, you want to be important, then deal with the important issues. When you deal with the important issues, then you're important. If not, all you're doing is bringing up all this bullshit about how the election is run, blah, 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 blah. The GBI, we've decided, the voters decided, however they decided. Whether it was a bunch of Republicans going in there and voting, the Democrats didn't get up off their ass and do it. They didn't get up and go and vote anti-consolidation. And the people that voted for consolidation voted it in, and that's done. And then now they're going to bitch and moan about how it was done and the process and this and that. That's after the fact. It's already done. And now you're running for a government that you voted against that you didn't want to do. And it's just kind of fishy. I don't know. What the hell is that all about?
Aaron Martinez, a child-friendly candidate.
Yeah.
Get him off me.
That's all I'm saying.
My mother's not a whore. Yeah.
I'm not anti Elaine Lucas. Elaine Lucas did a lot of good for this community. But it's also high time to get some new blood where they're not bringing up shit that's not that important. And they're bringing up the important things that are needed to happen. I love it.
Boy, that's crazy.
That's Anthony Harris, A horrible looking baby.
Oh my goodness. Jeez.
Yeah, there we go.
Talk about some crazy. I hear it was some crazy stuff, Ed. I mean, have you? I know you don't watch that much sports and stuff, but this weekend, I know this is sports. I'm already finished with sports, but have you heard about this right here? This NASCAR driver, Max Pappas, was driving in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series race in Bozeman, Ontario, Canada, yesterday, Sunday, and he was slapped by fellow driver's girlfriend, according to Marty Smith of ESPN.com.
All the drama.
All the drama. You got drama on NASCAR now. That's what you get for cutting my boyfriend off. How dare you try to get past?
So
Look,
she slapped him?
Yeah, slap like, that's what I'm doing. It's my job. I ain't trying to lose. I mean, come on. She gonna slap him because
Why did she slap him?
Because he cut him off. That's what they do in a race. They cut each other off. They're like, come on.
It's like roller derby.
Yeah.
In a more dangerous form.
Yeah, more dangerous form. You ain't heard no roller derby people, getting
well. NASCAR's been suffering from a little bit of malaise lately. They've been kind of like, oh yeah, NASCAR. Mm-hmm. And a couple of years back, they were everybody was NASCAR happy, right? So maybe this is a way to generate some new something.
She should have slapped him twice with that.
What do you think? Maybe this is a way she should have kneed him, Scarlett said.
No, I guess people that saw it. Yeah, people been checking out the video. Yeah, let me go ahead and give you the link to that so you can see the video.
Missing link.
Oh yes, definitely the missing link.
Anyway, so she bitch slapped him. What?
This picture right here.
Uh-huh.
When the corridor's done, you'll be the main man.
There you go. Yeah, I'll put a motor on.
Irv's rickshaw service.
That would be cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be cool. Of course, some newer rickshaws, they're motorized now, so you don't have to carry some.
Well, I need some kind of vehicle. I can't get around. The buses don't run. If it wasn't for Tower or you or occasionally or David Kushner, I wouldn't get around.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I'd be stuck here in the house. Yeah, the buses always pass me. Yeah, I thought of a unicycle, but we got a lot of hills here in
unicycle. Oh man,
I need a motor on it. Going up those hills are a killer.
Oh yeah, stop smoking, otherwise you'll be out of business real quick. A segue, that's a good one.
Thank you, Anthony.
Yeah, there has been some. Speaking of which, I want to clear the rumors. There were some rumors on Twitter about the Max Pappas getting slapped by his competitor's girlfriend. He said he wanted to clarify that my English, that my jaw was never dislocated. I said it was moved around and sprained. So basically, there was a rumor that this guy's girlfriend slapped Pappas so hard that it dislocated his jaw. It's like, I don't know about that. It's just much ado about it. Just women who doesn't know how
it's a bitch slap. They're trying to get some publicity, remind people, don't forget NASCAR. A lot of shit happening. Girls slapping the drivers now. Whatever will sell NASCAR.
Yeah. Now see, if she would have slapped Danica Patrick, at least you would have at least had a fight. At least with the girl fight.
By the way, there was a visit by the old man with the big hat. What's his name? Anthony. You know his name. The famous racer.
Oh yeah, Richard Petty. Yes.
Yeah, Richard Petty was here. He showed up over here and. At the Atlanta Speedway.
Atlanta Speedway, yes.
That place, Atlanta Speedway, looks like shit. They're showing the sign. It's all like not painted right. Looks dirty. It looks rickety.
Matter of
old. Fact. What the hell? Did you see that, Anthony? I saw it on television. He's standing next to the sign that says Speedway, and it's all like white paint with black letters, all like what do you call it? Like stripped up. It looked terrible. Mm-hmm. It needs a good paint job. It's like that's what we have to show. Mm-hmm. Looked terrible. Atlanta Speedway.
Yeah, Richard. Yeah, he was
a paint job.
He was there. Yes, he was there this past weekend. Matter of fact, he has his own color, petty blue. Petty blue. That is that's. You know you're somebody when you got your own color. You know.
Petty blue.
Petty blue.
Is that like a cheap blue? Like petty something?
Yes.
I got a wing dang doodle for you.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Anyway.
There you go. Right.
So it looked pretty bad. It didn't look like it represented anything other than just, I mean, our park over here, the baseball park looks better.
Mm-hmm.
They did some work to that.
And man, you're right. Yeah, they are rolling billboards for mega corporations. It's the most boring. Yeah, you're right, because they got a whole bunch of ads on their cars and stuff. Logos like STP, Quaker State, Burger King, Ford. You know, well, yeah. I mean, it's a rolling.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Getting back to, we were just talking about the election a minute ago. The Mega Telegraph did a report, okay, and they are endorsing Robert Reeker.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Okay, but how can a newspaper, that's not being biased?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they do it in New York. I mean, New York, the New York Post will come out and say, we endorse the mayor, whatever, or we endorse this candidate.
Right.
The New York Times occasionally did the governor's race.
Mm-hmm.
They would tell you, which one to vote for. Daily News, same thing with the mayor or the governor. So that's always been the case. The problem is that it's just typical of what is happening now in making politics. It depends on what part of the clique you're in. I think it's very biased. It's like Fox Television around here.
Mm-hmm.
Same stigma applies here. If you're in with them, you're in with them. If you're not in with them, they're gonna go against you.
Wow.
Not sure what it is, but I think it's called cronyism. That's what I see. But you never know. They want Rickett because Rickett is trying to do something, and people are anxious about getting something started, and they don't want to cut off their nose to spite their face, according to them.
Yeah.
Rickett has already got a lot of stuff on the pipeline, and I'm sure that having a new guy come in, it's going to stall things for a while. And, as it is, we have a new government coming in. So it's all going to be at a standstill for a while before anybody steps up and makes a decision about anything.
It's crazy. A lot of crazy stuff.
So, I don't know.
Got a whole bunch of crazy stuff, man, going on in and out. Matter of fact, I got something from Fox News, a wing dang doodle, what Ed was telling me just a few minutes ago, which would be the wing dang doodle of the hour. A crazy story. A New York marijuana grower killed by his own booby trap, according to the police. A New York man died after being nearly decapitated by a booby trap he set to protect marijuana plants on his property. Daniel R. Ricketts, age 50, who owns property and a residence on Sawmill Road on Albany County, was identified as the victim on Sunday night, according to the Time Union reports. Albany County, I want to say is this New York or something? Probably. Albany County Sheriff Craig Apple says Ricketts was driving an ATV on his property on Saturday afternoon when he was nearly decapitated after running into a nearly invisible wire that was part of fortifications he made near 4 large marijuana plants. The wire appeared to be the type used in pianos, but Apple said it's unclear what purpose it served as a security measure. Other components of the booby traps included barbed wire and a leg trap similar to those used to trap coyotes. Says alcohol may have been a factor in the accident. Apple said an investigation is ongoing.
He probably got high, drunk, and then he said, "Shit, I want to get more drunk, or I want to get more high. Let me have some weed."
And he was driving, and he didn't see the cord coming in. Okay, got clotheslined by it.
Well, all right, Anthony. Going back to Rickett. Rickett acts like he's doing something now because it is election time. Yes and no. Remember, what he did was set up everything that he wanted to set up for the 2nd Street project, which he's been working on for a couple of years, because he knew that what was coming down the pipeline in terms of election, in terms of getting things done, and he basically sat on it for a while and then went gung-ho just before the election in bringing all this stuff up. And so he does have some stuff on the pipeline with the 2nd Street project. Now, my only question is how much of that money, of the so-called $300 million that's supposed to be coming in new taxes, how is that going to be dispersed? What are the details of that? And how much of those contractors are coming in from out of town as opposed to putting people to work here in Macon, Georgia? You got a lot of, construction guys and all that out of work. Are they going to now disperse that to contractors outside the city and even the state? So those are the devils in the detail that they're not talking much about. But it seems like a lot of the contractors that are coming in are already being chosen prior to this election. So I don't know. And the city council has to take accountability for that because they're still in power and they're still the ones that approve whatever measures the mayor puts out. And the mayor has been pretty cushy with that city council as of late. So I don't know. I mean, I just don't know. The state of Georgia don't care for Macon. Howard Sokas is going to make a difference there. I guess not. But there are some from the state that are interested. And but those from the state are more Republican.
Yeah.
You have your local Democrats that are smothering this place with democracy, so-called. But you have your Republicans that are now taking some root on the state level. And now that the government is going to become consolidated, it's going to be get very close to the state level because it's now one level up where it's the county government, which of course has to deal with the state government as opposed to the city government having to deal with the county and then the state government. You see what I'm saying? So they are very close, or they've gotten closer now, reach.
Yes.
Politically. Yeah.
Hopefully it won't do any damage to the education system going on.
Well, that's been another problem. The education system. They have this guy Galliman in bed with, once again, the Macon Telegraph and Sam Hart and all those people. So then that shit went down the tubes, and now they're trying to pick it up. They started the Chinese language again. So they
Mandarin, yeah.
The Mandarin. So they took in that part of the program and spending money on that.
You know what's really funny? The little kid that we had on that video, the Carson Huey, the guy, the little 11-year-old college freshman, he's actually fluent in Mandarin.
Oh.
It's kind of strange, isn't it? Huh.
Well,
he didn't learn it from Dalaman,
I think it's setting America up for when Big China comes in and takes over. The way it's looking. Why do we have to learn Chinese? Why can't they just learn English?
Well, there's more people speak Chinese than there are English in the world.
I guess. I mean, yeah. I mean, do we really have to learn Chinese? What's that
Not
all
necessarily. I mean, they have Google Translate and on smartphones now, and they have Rosetta Stone. I mean, granted, truth be told, though, the game changer is whether or not India will outnumber China, because China only outnumber India by 100 million people.
China, but think about
this.
And
India has the largest numbers of English-speaking people in the world.
Right. Well.
So if India can outnumber China, that may be a game changer.
Well, what are we gonna now start talking Hindu?
Well, not necessarily. India already had, like I said, it's the largest English-speaking country in the world. So if they outnumber China, we may be able to continue to speak English in corporations throughout the world. Since question is, will you have more products made in India compared to products made in China? That's the question.
Well, anyway, going back to Rickett, he does what others tell him to do. Those that are stakeholders, remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the people that buy the bonds, the Tony Longs, the Dunwoodies, the people who are the stakeholders of this community. The family that have money. Remember that. It's still kind of a mafia here, because they have money invested. They have lawyers that are backing up that contract that supposedly everybody's in on except your regular Maconite. You got, certain stakeholders. And so Rickett, like he says, and he always says, he's an attorney. He's a lawyer. Mm-hmm. He knows how to set up all of the legality and then make it happen. And that's the thing that the other candidates have to know. They have to know a little bit about the law. They have to know take the time out to read it. Take the time out to understand what the law is.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem. Good morning, Iraq.
Good morning, Iraq. I had one other thing. This is just from...
let's not jump around, please. I feel like I'm bouncing off of different planets here. We're staying on. Let's try to stay on one subject.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about this whole government. Anthony Rickett is a puppet. We know that. They're all going to be puppets. They're all puppets. They're all pawns. Nobody's any different. They're not going to go for an independent. That's not the way this community works. Everything is about
money
and pushing their own agenda. These people get up, they eat, sleep, and shit about ideas to come up with and what to start pushing for. This is what they do all day. That's what I'm talking about. We'll be back. We're going to break.
We'll be back on break.
I got a video here. Give y'all a little bit of history about Macon. Hope y'all enjoy it.
Okay, very good. That's on topic. Very nice, eh?
Yeah, very nice. A wonderful program of showing the buildings of Macon, Georgia.
I liked, there was an Indian there that looked like Anthony. Just before it ended.
Yes.
Yeah, it looked like a Anthony with his, running for mayor. Didn't it?
I like that, yeah.
Yeah.
I like that TS with a guy too. Yeah. So I like that. That was pretty good. I'm moving there. You already here?
It is a beautiful place to live. Of course it is.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is, looks could be deceiving. It looks like heaven. And then you come in and it's like, I'll tell you what I was told one time. Mm-hmm. You better watch out about Macon. It'll chew you up and spit you out.
And this is a New Yorker. He's from New York City. New York City!
It's like going into one of those Amish mafia towns. You gotta know who's in charge and all that crap.
Uh-huh.
If you don't know who's in charge, you're not gonna get anywhere. You're gonna get shunned. And they're gonna say something about you that's not nice about,
And probably not true either.
That's probably most likely exactly not on point or not true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly. They showed a lot of real estate and retail and houses, right? Nice big houses that, for a reminder of you, those were the slave owners that owned those houses. Multi-millionaires with slave hands and maids and all that crap. I mean, they look beautiful because they, put their heart and soul behind building empires here.
Yeah. Speaking of which,
So let's not forget.
yeah. Speaking of which, the movie, the Lee Daniels, the Butler. I think the main character. It started off. That's not to give it away, but I think the story starts off in Macon, Georgia. Actually, matter of fact.
Is that right?
1926, Macon, Georgia.
No kidding.
Yes.
You see that, Anthony? In the movie The Butler, it started off here. See, so Macon, Georgia is not some.
Some dot on the ground.
Yeah, I mean,
on a
it's
map
a famous
in Georgia.
place. It's
Yeah.
a famous historical place. The problem is that it doesn't have, and it hasn't earned the respect that it should have.
Yes.
As
Maybe,
a community, as a historic area, it's now coming and trying to get something for itself.
Yes.
But
Maybe,
you know,
maybe somehow, maybe slowly but surely, maybe it'll be a start. Particularly right here in this one's particular story, an FPD First Presbyterian renames a field in honor of bed-stricken alumni. It says a special dedication ceremony was held last Friday night before the home opener of First Presbyterian Day School in Macon. The school renamed their football field in honor of their biggest fan, alumni Austin Childers, a 2009 graduate. Childers suffered from mitochondrial disease. Childers appeared briefly on stretcher on the field before a packed stadium and among school, local, and state officials, including Governor Nathan Dillon and University of Georgia head football coach Mark Richt. Childers said he was a little overwhelmed by the support from the community. He said, "I didn't know what to expect. My parents kept it a little hidden before the game, but now it's still overwhelming, the love the people have shown." So congratulations to Mr. Austin Childers for having his having the field named for him over at FPD, First
That's
Presbyterian School.
and that's where? What area in Georgia?
In Macon.
Macon.
Yes.
There you go. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Very
Uh,
few people get to live to see an honor like this. Very few, I must say.
Anyway, I'll hire Irv as head of security. Yeah, because too much says when you're mayor, Ant, don't hire Irv as a tourist manager. Yeah, I'll be like, look at the cobblestones that are still like misplaced on Cherry Street. Have they fixed those yet?
No, not yet. I don't think so. I don't think so.
All those trip hazards that are all on Cherry Street. Yeah.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, you can make a lot of money here in making suing it.
Yeah.
Just
Or
come in and
you like
trip
what
on
pay
the
off the
frickin'
dead.
tree.
Yeah.
What?
Or pay or get paid by exploiting the dead, the legends. Speaking of deaths, there was another death besides David Frost that happened this Labor Day weekend. Tommy Morrison, Tommy Gunn Morrison, by the way, the former heavyweight champion, boxing champion, who stood toe-to-toe with Lennox Lewis and George Foreman, and later tested positive for HIV, died yesterday.
Oh.
He was 44 years old. He was
Young.
He was my age. Yeah. He died Sunday. He died late Sunday night, early Monday morning at a Nebraska hospital. Said Tony Holden, his longtime promoter and close friend. The family would not disclose the cause of death. In 1993, Morrison beat George Foreman to win the WBO heavyweight title, only to lose it to unheralded Michael Bent in a defeat that scuttled in a showdown with Lewis. Morrison would fight Lewis a couple years later, getting knocked out in the 6th round in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Morrison was nicknamed the Duke, never reached the status of such contemporaries as Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield, but it was a full career nonetheless. He was a prodigious puncher whose bid to fight in the 1988 Seoul Summer Olympics ended at the hands of Ray Mercer, who later dealt Morrison his first professional loss. He's best known for having a starring role in Rocky V alongside Sylvester Stallone under the nickname Tommy Gunn. And perhaps most memorably, Morrison also tested positive for HIV when the virus was still carried a significant stigma, only to declare that the test was false. Yeah. Along with numerous legal issues, including a prison sentence that stemmed from weapons and drunk driving, Morrison's name became attached to headlines that would eventually overshadow his work in the ring. Holden said if Tommy was fighting today, he no doubt wouldn't be a world champion. You have to look at who was fighting in the 90s. The guys in that division were Tyson, Lennox, Lewis, Riddick Bowe, Ray Mercer, George Foreman. I guess this is before he had the grills. There's no one with that talent today. Tommy would absolutely dominate if he was still in his prime boxing today. Morrison won his first 28 professional fights and beating faded champions such as Pinkel and Thomas along the way. His career reached its apex in the summer of '93 with a unanimous decision over Foreman, then in the midst of his comeback to claim a vacant title. Morrison was in line for a high-profile bout with Lewis when he was upset by Benton in Tulsa, Oklahoma, not far from where Morrison was raised. He was knocked down 3 times and the fight was declared a TK call before the first round ended. Before the stinging defeat, he did see a potential $7.5 million payday for a title unification fight against Lewis washed away. And somehow in October of 1995, February later in '96, Morrison has tested positive for HIV.
All right. Well, dead
At age
44, very young.
He finished the record with 48-3-1 with 42 knockouts.
All right. Now, there were some comments made here earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Manny says he was in the Rocky movie. Is
Yeah,
that true?
Rocky 5.
He was in Rocky 5, and then Rudy Ford says his ex-wife claimed he never had HIV. That's funny. HIV is still killing people, but we rarely hear about it. That's true.
Mm-hmm. Tara Lindsay, he was related to John Wayne. I
didn't know that.
Well,
Tara's gone now, so you gotta go.
Well, then again, though, John Wayne's original name was Marion Michael Morrison. So his last name was Morrison. So it could be true. Could be true. Yeah, could be true.
And let me see. Only 23% of Americans actually believe mainstream media today. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd you get that from, Planet TX? I trained with Mercer at Fort Bragg. Never sparred him, thank God.
Wow.
Is that right, Rudy Ford?
Yeah, I heard he was a hard hitter. Very hard hitter.
Yeah, he took a lot of hits. I know that. He didn't duck like he should. Yes, he was flat-footed. All right. Well.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think killed him? He says his wife said that he didn't have HIV. But it sounds to me like he did.
Yeah, they said he had a lot of false positive testing. Said it was posted negative, but then maybe it was misinformed. I don't know.
Well, it's not like being half pregnant. You either have it or you don't.
Yeah. That's true.
Know.
And many people did say that. That's probably why they said he probably stopped boxing because people were afraid,
Yeah. Anyway.
To be the man, you've got to beat the man. Ric Flair, the Nature Boy. Woo!
Yes.
Terrible.
The dead is playing a game. Woo!
Well.
Woo!
That's James Brown. You got to know who's your woos and your wows and your Your
weebles and wobble, but they
don't fall down.
I've seen them fall down, believe me. I remember I used to work at a bar, many bars. Hey, horn blows, does the driver?
Anyway, if you notice, in that little Georgia traveler video that we put up, and they talked about the Catholic Church here. And it's one of the landmarks in Georgia. It's almost like, it's kind of like the White House here or whatever.
Supposedly, yeah.
So, for those of you not interested in religion, don't move here. Because we
have over 300. We have over 300 churches in Macon.
We have churches,
and yet we got crime out the wazoo.
Yeah, I mean,
even churches that are across the street from each other.
They outbeat Starbucks here. There are more churches than there are Starbucks.
Yeah.
So,
Waffle House has got them beat.
Yeah, you're
You're
right.
on every corner within walking distance.
Yep, within walking distance.
Waffle House. All right, so if you're not interested in religion, then hear up. Today's morning verse is not interested in religion. Written by Ann Cetas for September 3rd, 2013. A radio ad for a church caught my attention. Because you've heard about Christianity, you might not be interested in religion. Well, it might surprise you. Jesus wasn't interested in religion either. But he was big on relationship and teaching us to love one another. He continued, you may not like everything about our church, but we offer authentic relationship. And we're learning to love God and each other. You're welcome to visit. This church may have overstated things about Jesus and religion, because Scripture does speak of true religion. In James chapter 1, verse 27, it says, as helpful deeds towards others. But Jesus did have difficulties with religious people of his day. He said the Pharisees guided by tradition and rules, not by the love for God. Outwardly appear righteous to men, but inside they are full of hypocrisy and lawlessness. Matthew 23, verse 28. They didn't have the love of God in their hearts. John chapter 5, verse 42. Jesus wanted a relationship with them, but they were not willing to come to him, verse 8. If being religious means following a set of rules so we can learn and look good, instead of enjoying a relationship with our Savior, Jesus isn't interested. He offers forgiveness and love to all who want and imitate a relationship with him. Your religion is to know the love that Christ imparts. True religion is to show the love to burdened hearts. There is a longing in every heart that only Jesus can satisfy. And in your Bible read for the week in Matthew 23, verse 37, how often I wanted to gather you children together, as a hen gathers her chicks under her wings, but you were not willing. There you have it.
There you have it, our daily bread for Tuesday, September 2nd.
Not interested in religion.
September 3rd.
It's all right. You just, whatever. Like a Pharisee. That comes from the Pope of Maine.
Irv first.
Pope Irv.
Pope Irving the First.
Blessed are you.
Yes.
Test. What else is in the news, Derek?
Well, yeah, I was checking out some things, and also, if anyone who was interested, the 11-year-old freshman, he was who's going to TCU, he's going to study quantum physics, just in case. So, if you want,
Yeah, that's what the link said, but they never even mentioned it in the story.
a new story, yeah, that's strange.
Yeah, that's what I noticed too. That shit happens.
Well,
Yeah, stuff happens.
anyway,
Speaking of some serious stuff,
up in India
Up
now.
in
We're going to India.
it says India has a fury over gang rapes, a sign of a changing nation. It says relatives weep during the cremation of a 5-year-old who died at the hospital where she was being treated for injuries after being raped in Gansur Siani district of Madhya Pradesh state, India. A series of recent high-profile gang rape cases in the country has ignited a debate. Are such crimes on the rise, or is it simply that more attention is being paid to a problem long hidden within families and villages and small towns?
Mm-hmm.
The answers, experts say, is both. It says modern nation is fueling a crisis of sexual assault in India, which increasingly independent women are now working in factories and offices, particularly like telemarketing offices, and stepping beyond the subservient roles which they have been traditionally been relegated. It says we have never used to see so many cases of gang rape and so involving groups of young unemployed men, said Supreme Court lawyer Kirti Singh, who specializes in women's issues. They said that they are more likely than their mothers. These younger women are more likely than their mothers and grandmothers to report rapes and more likely to encounter male strangers in public. The younger generations, that is. Says while there are no reliable statistics on gang rapes, experts say the trend, along with a growing sense of insecurity it has brought for women, led to recent outbursts of public anger over the long-ignored epidemic of violence against women. The silence broke in December of last year when a New Delhi student was gang raped on a bus in a particularly vicious attack from which she died 2 weeks later. A juvenile court on Saturday handed down the first conviction in the case, sending a teenager to a reform home for 3 years for rape and murder. The sentence, the maximum a juvenile can face, was widely denounced as way too lenient, and the girl's parents vowed to appeal. The other suspects in the case are being tried as adults and could face execution if convicted. While the attacks on women occur constantly across the country of India, often within the home, the brutality and public nature of the New Delhi case have left many shocked and shamed. Thousands took to the streets in the capital to express their outrage. The Tourism Ministry launched a nationwide I Respect Women campaign after a Swiss bicyclist was gang raped in March earlier this year in central India, and an American woman was gang raped 2 months later in the North resort town of Manali. Yet another high-profile gang rape last month against a photojournalist on assignment in Mumbai renewed public fury and sent the media into 24/7 coverage marked by daily front-page headlines and talk shows debating how to make India safe for women. All 5 of the accused in the Mumbai attack had little to no education, and 3 had previously been arrested for theft, according to Mumbai police. They lived in slums near the abandoned textile mill where the women were violated. Experts say the rapid growth of India's cities and the yawning gulf between the rich and poor are exacerbating the problem, with young men struggling to prove their traditional dominance in a changing world. Just basically, more explosion population and population growth is basically just one of the things trying to go head to head with China population-wise. So basically, just really getting. It's like just old
what's
problems.
Happening is it is a problem with China. It was the girls that they wanted to avoid.
Yes,
right?
Yeah, because they have that one child, one
because
family.
The girl in their culture would be more dependent on the way the society treats them. Mm-hmm. So they're almost like in this bubble of having to have that stigma of feeling dependent, that you're a woman, you need to be dependent.
Right.
And so they're like second-class citizens. Mm-hmm. So they think they could take over and they can rape women. And it becomes a male-dominated culture, and you don't want a male-dominated culture because it will be barbaric. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry to say.
And at the same time, you don't want to be.
I mean, just by nature, that's what's happening in China.
Yeah.
There's not that many women.
I should say there's not that many women in India either, because the men outnumber the women in India.
Because of the culture and the way they,
and they do favor sons.
They want to preserve more the male than the female.
Yeah, they do favor sons over the daughters, but they haven't at least now yet. They haven't had that law passed in India compared to what they have in China, where you have one child per family.
You see, that's exactly right. Mm-hmm. Well, in India, parents are allowed one child only, so couples kill or abort female infants. Mm-hmm. In China.
China's it.
India,
they don't have. Yeah, India doesn't have that.
Well, they're supposed
to
be changing that law.
Yeah.
Because they're figuring out that if you have an all-male dominant society, you're going to have a lot of trouble. You got to have a balance. It's a yin and a yang. You got to have male and female people.
Very true.
Rush says, I heard they can have more than one child in China, but they have to pay some tax or something. Yeah.
Ain't that something? So you have to pay, I imagine they have that here in the United States. If you want
they have breaks. Mm-hmm. I mean, they make it easy.
Yeah. Speaking of
They have tax breaks for kids, no?
Yeah, true.
The more kids
Tax
you have,
breaks.
the more. Yeah.
Speaking of tax or children or pregnancy, I should say, here's a crazy stuff going on right here. This was on the Huffington Post that they found that there was a Craigslist that creates a strange market for women seeking positive pregnancy tests. So basically, there was a woman
That's creepy.
in New York who was found selling positive pregnancy tests on Craigslist for $25. Since then, the online classified site has created the perfect platform to set positive tests where they were intended for women to trying to dupe their significant others into proposing or simply playing a bizarre prank or to get a baby dad.
What's the prank?
I'm pregnant. Give me some money. You know, gonna be your father to your child. You know, that type of stuff.
Baby dad?
Yeah, baby dad.
Well, they
yeah.
have to prove that.
Mm-hmm.
They have to
Yeah,
prove
that is true.
DNA.
Yeah, I know DNA, but see that's a sick thing though. I mean, because if you know, if
Well, who's gonna pay for that?
well, some people have been paying for it for $25 just to either to fool their boyfriend, like, ha ha, I got you, which is a sick prank because if your stomach is still the same size 6 months later, like, come on now, you know, people gonna find out. And you know, but that is kind of, but you know, some people use it, but you know, there are some people who try to use it just to trick a guy either to have the baby or like say, give me $500 or something to pay so I can get an abortion, and find out that it was a fake pregnancy test. It was a fake positive. That is kind of sad though. That's just
It's not sad. It's ridiculous. Stupid.
yeah, it is stupid.
You know who's stupid? The person that would buy it. That's who's stupid.
Well, yeah, $25. But I mean, do you have to go? I mean, who wants to go that far in a lie? You know?
I mean, you're gonna get caught in the end.
Well, yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Oh, guys, I don't know what she's talking about. Take a DNA.
Yeah, and plus you can always
Let
get
her pay for it.
Yeah, and plus you can always get a real pregnancy test, right? And find out, you know, if positive or negative. And if it's positive, I mean, if it's positive, it's probably true.
I think it's a retarded idea. Somebody on crack trying to make some money.
Well, of course, that's why. Well, yeah, of course, because it's Craigslist.
Ridiculous.
I mean, you're not going to get any quality brand stuff from Craigslist. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it seems like anything that comes out of Craigslist is a nightmare.
Yeah.
You notice, like Judge Judy and all those shows?
Mm-hmm.
It's always, I met him on Craigslist.
Gee, wow, what a
And this and that, and I'm like,
site.
go figure. Get on Craigslist is like going to a minefield. You may wind up with a murderer at your door.
Hey, you know they got a dating site for nerds now.
Oh, really?
Yep. They got a dating site for everybody.
Nerds.com or something?
I don't remember what it is.
Nerd Love?
Google it. Google it.
Okay.
Came up on Facebook the other day. I don't know why it came up on my in my ads.
Wow.
Ads.
Isn't that something? Well,
Yeah,
of course.
I don't trust Craigslist.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Even answering the ads, like you got to send it like a special email and all.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Matter of fact, you know, it's September 3rd. 3rd of September.
No, let's do birthdays, and then we got word origins and wordsmith.
Who said that first? Yes. Matter of fact, it's September 2nd. We'll say happy belated birthday to my cousin, Carla Fuschel, living in Atlanta. She's originally from Vidalia. She's a cousin of mine. She's the older sister of my cousin Carlton, who lives in Sydney, Australia. Just want to say hello to you. Hope you had a really good birthday. And having said that, let's go on to celebrity birthdays. September 3rd. Number one on the list, whose big birthday today is Charlie Sheen. Winning.
Charlie Sheen.
Yes, before being infamously fired from 2.5 Men, he played roles in Spin City and Anger Management as the highest paid actor on television, making $2 million an episode on 2.5. Why are you going to mess that paycheck up, man? Anyway.
Oh, he's still making money.
He's still making money. He's working. He's still getting some residuals from the rerun, so. Charlie Sheen turns 48 years old today.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Stefan Kent.
48?
Yeah, 48.
Yeah, he looks a little bit. Yeah,
He's
looks
getting up to
older.
50, yeah. Yeah, rooting for wedding with real tiger blood. Stefan Kendall Gordy, the stage name Red Foo, who co-founded the band LMFAO with his Sky Blue, his nephew. He turns 38 years old. I guess some musician. Shaun White, gold medaling a snowboarder from the Winter Olympics who dazzled crowds in Vancouver Winter Olympic Games in 2010. He turns 27 years old today.
Go, baby.
Yes.
Keep going.
Fearon Cotton, English TV and radio presenter from Top of the Pops and Red Nose Day. I guess she's a VJ over in England. Fearon Cotton, she turns 32. Jenny Finch, former softball player for the U.S. national softball team and Olympic gold medal winner for softball. She's 33 years old. Ferdinand Porsche, who was born on this date in 1875, died in 1951. He's a German automotive engineer who created the Volkswagen Beetle and early Porsche cars, which we have now.
I didn't even know they were related that way.
Yes, they are.
That's cool.
Yes, the Volkswagen.
Named that, like Ferrari,
Volkswagen, Porsche, I guess.
Yeah, and Volkswagen were the people's car.
No,
Yeah,
Hitler's car.
at that time.
Oh, Hitler's car. Oh,
Yeah, that was
okay.
Hitler's car.
Wow,
That's how far back that goes.
Yeah.
incredible. Chris Found, English soap opera actors known as Tommy Duckworth on Coronation Street and Justin Broughton on Hollyoaks. Those who watch it on the UK, he's 26 years old. Costas Mandylor, who's well known as Mark Hoffman in the popular Saw films, he turns 51. Kitty Carlisle Hart, who was born on this day in 1910, died in 2007. She used to be the best known for being one of the pals on the game show To Tell the Truth, who was married to playwright Moss Hart. Yeah. Gustavo Lima.
Famous New Yorker.
Yes, Gustavo Lima, Latin pop singer, broke onto the music scene with his 2011 album Gustavo e Voce. He turns 24 years old.
And
Alan Ladd, born on this day in 1913, died in 1964, popular actor who played the title role in Western movie Shane.
yeah, he was mixed up with that girl from 10. That was the husband.
Mm-hmm.
Bo Derek,
Yes.
right? That was Bo Derek's husband.
No, that was John Derek.
Oh.
John Derek.
Well, wait a minute. It was Cheryl Ladd.
Yeah,
in there.
Cheryl Ladd.
Cheryl Ladd.
May have been Cheryl Ladd's dad, probably. Possibly. Who knows? Or grandfather.
No, I think she was married to him. Somebody correct me over here. The
Alan
Ladd.
Ladd died in 1964. So that was...
That must have been her dad.
Yeah, her dad. Yeah. Definitely her dad. Definitely her dad. Eileen Brennan, who played Captain Lewis in the movie and TV version of Private Benjamin, who died earlier this year. She would have been 80. She would have been 81 years old today.
Yeah.
Eileen Brennan. Valerie Perrine portrayed Honey Bruce, the dancer wife of comedian Lenny Bruce, turned 70 years old today. Vic Shahay, Indian Canadian actor who became known for his roles as Lester Patel on NBC's Chuck and Rama and the Roxy Hunter series of movies, turns 42 years old. Today, Steve Sherpa, American television film actor known for his roles on The Sopranos and The Secret Life of the American Teenager, he turns 56 years old. Al Jardine, guitarist for the Beach Boys and member of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Member of the Beach Boys, Al Jardine, he turns 71 years old. Ann Jackson, award-winning actress both on stage and film, she turns 87. Sarah Burke, 4 times X Games gold medalist, who tragically died in 2012 training accident. She would have turned 31 years old today. She was born in 1982, died in 2012, died at the age of 30. Trevor St. John, best known for playing the role of Todd Manning and Victor Lord Jr. on the soap opera One Life to Live, now on General Hospital. He's 42. Pauline Collins, English thespian, who earned a 1990 Oscar nomination for her leading role in Shirley Valentine. She turned 73 years old today. Robert Bailey, former NFL cornerback who played for the Dallas Cowboys and Washington Redskins. He turns 45. Dick Motta, NBA coach who racked up more wins than most coaches. He turns 82. Chris Nelson, Major League Baseball second baseman for the Colorado Rockies, is 28.
Wow.
Let's see, trying to find one other person.
Yeah. You doing good?
Nicole Hiltz, versatile actor in comedy such as Spin City and 2.5 Men, and dramas including Platoon. Wow. So she worked with Charlie Sheen, I've seen. So she's 35. She turns 35 years old. And also one other person, Don Brewer, drummer and singer for the rock band Grand Funk Railroad. He turned 65 years old today.
Wow.
And those are our September birthdays.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to all of you.
To those living and dead.
Yes.
Anyway, let me see. Shorty Brave says, Earth sent me on a mission. Meanwhile, he was in the kitchen. I came back, but his food didn't. So until then, my car will be missing.
Man.
Thank you, Shorty Brave.
All right.
That was great.
It's 10:40. It's 10:40 a.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time in Macon, Georgia. Washington Morning Roast is getting up in degrees. It's 81 degrees right now and sunny in Macon, Georgia with a high of 90 and a low of 70 degrees.
And it is 10:40.
Yes,
we're doing good. You think about it.
Mm-hmm.
To have a show, I was talking to this kid. He said, "Oh, I don't want no 3-hour show." You remember that?
Yeah.
I want half an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And I could see right already that what we do is hard.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You definitely have to go the distance.
It does come easy, but it's hard.
Yeah.
To sit here in front of a camera for 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And I just sit here and push
Bullshitting.
fucking buttons.
Yeah.
I'm just a button pusher.
Yeah.
Like George,
Pencil pusher.
like George
Ed sits there very committed, putting up crazy and stupid pictures and craziness and sound effects.
Oh man.
Trying to make us look good.
Yes, indeed.
We're all committed. Derek reading those long-winded stories and boring sports. It's total commitment. And me going off on the field.
You do it too. So eloquently.
Wow.
Let me see. A girl will pull my hair. I will bust her in the mouth so she comes, Mom, to school, and me in principal's office or detention. LOL. Wow.
Wow.
You all right, Manny? What the hell's going on in your neighborhood?
Oh yeah.
What's in your wallet?
What's in you? Oh my.
Yeah,
goodness.
I noticed Rocco left because we weren't paying attention. We didn't give him what he wanted.
I tell you, man, a lot of stuff. Like it's almost gone full circle, don't you think? I talked about the anniversary of Hurricane Katrina 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And the death of Princess Diana 16 years ago. And then last week we had Miley, doing the VMAs twerking.
And then that twerked into America like a cyst. All of a sudden it was there.
And then all of a sudden,
and you had to deal with it. Yeah.
Talk about full circle. I mean,
And
you had
now
like the,
we
yeah,
have what?
yeah. Well, I mean, we talked about Juicy J giving a $50,000 scholarship for a girl to twerk. It's like, jeez, to go to college. But think about this: what do twerking and Hurricane Katrina have to do with each other? Absolutely nothing. But since it's going on, we found out that twerk, believe it or not, this is the wing dang doodle of the hour.
Speaking, and this is a good segue for wordsmith and all that.
Oh yes, definitely.
So this will work.
Definitely.
Go ahead,
The word twerk is now being added to the Oxford English Dictionary.
It's going. The word twerk and twerking is now part of our English language.
Yes. That means the same type of way. It just recently put in the dictionary along with faux hawk, which is a fake mohawk. Twerk is now Oxford worthy in the Oxford English Dictionary. Can you believe that?
Wow.
That is freaking unbelievable.
Wing dang doodle. I love when Derek says that.
Yeah, well, how can
It has something to do with chicken wings.
Yeah.
I know it.
Get ready, Derek.
Huh?
I said get ready.
All right.
You ready?
Ready.
All right, here we go.
Ready?
Ready.
Right.
Wow. Somebody's calling in. Wish. Hello. much, Anthony.
Oh,
What's
hey,
up?
Ant.
Here, not far from you guys.
All right, well, come on over.
No, I'm already out here holding my sign.
Oh.
Oh.
Next to lyrics.
Are you naked? Or you have your underwear on? You have something on?
I'm out here at Eisenhower and Pine Noto Avenue, not far from you guys.
What are you wearing?
I'm regular today.
Oh.
I don't feel irregular yet. Later this week I'll be irregular.
So what are you doing? Where are you again?
I'm right down here at the Pine Noto Eisenhower Parkway intersection.
All right.
Near Derek Spirit's place.
Have they been beeping at you?
I just got here about 5 to 7 minutes ago.
Oh.
But it's going okay. I'm in a good spot. Now, later this week, I'm going to put the Spartan outfit back on and stand some other spots. And then another time this week, I'm going to put some other surprise outfit on that I'm not going to give away yet. And then I'm going to go out in that one.
Okay.
I'm going to be all over 2 weeks from the day the election is on.
Yeah, baby.
Yes, indeedy.
Anyway, I'm going on Saturday.
Irvin, see, if you had done all this standing out like I am, you would have got probably about 25% of the vote, which you ran for state senate.
By the way, I'm happy they put your name up on the voting booth.
Oh, yeah, the flyers? Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, well, she said they were going to do that.
It's only one name on there.
He's the only write-in.
I know. That's cool though.
We write in. Yeah.
But that's cool in itself.
Of course. Because also, I'm counting on those few votes of people that have no clue what the hell they're doing, and they go, oh, we're supposed to vote for mayor? Who are the choices? They look up in front of them, and on a green flyer on the wall, it's going to say, write-in candidate for mayor, Anthony B. Harris. I'm hoping some people will just write me in for that reason.
Well, a lot of people went out and voted. They actually were surprised how many voted. But you never know around here. They
That's right.
always, like many other places, they like to fudge the numbers.
Yep.
But in either case, what they're saying is a lot of voters have already made their choice. Now it's just a matter of those that are holding out to still go. I think
Right.
people are going to vote on Election Day.
That's right, baby.
But I'm voting on Saturday.
Well, look, Saturday I might go too because that's the 7th of September. I'm the new
Yeah, but you're not supposed to be anywhere around there.
No, I'm going to go vote.
Oh,
Vote Saturday, and I'm the 7th candidate, so September the 7th is Saturday, and that's when I'm going to go with that numerology luck.
yeah.
But also, Irvin, that day is one of those mayor forums. You want to go with me to it?
Yeah? Say again?
I said that same day, this Saturday, is one of the community forums.
Oh, yeah.
Over there in the Fort Hill area at noon. I'm going to go to that also. I'm invited to that. They called me. So you want to go with me?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, it's this Saturday.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, I was about to say you
Church
probably.
over there.
I was about to say you probably wanted to go vote on that same day because I may not be able to make it Saturday because I have to go do a mentors program.
Oh, shut up, Derek. Get out there. No, I'm just kidding.
If it's finished, if it's done after 12, I could do it. You know, if it's done after 12, I can.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you're
I
trying
might-
to drop out.
Yeah, I'll probably my early vote maybe Wednesday.
Derek, I'm hearing excuse after excuse from you, Derek. Come on. Pull those britches up. Get out here.
Ed just put up a picture of Blank Man
Yes.
with Derek's face on it.
Yeah.
Good. Awesome.
Blank Man. I like that.
Tell Ed to pull out an old picture of In Living Color, Handyman, and then put Derek's face on Handyman's body.
Handyman.
You remember Handyman?
Yeah, I remember, man.
The handicapped superhero?
Oh, well.
Tell Ed to put that one up.
Yeah.
Handyman.
Okay.
All right, guys, I gotta go. People want to talk to me out here.
Okay.
All right,
Just
buddy.
keep doing what you're doing.
So, don't get run over.
I will.
Okay. You will what?
He will watch himself so it won't get run over.
Okay. Bye. All right, he's gone.
Okay. As I was saying earlier, that
Anthony.
twerk has made it into the Oxford Dictionary Oxford English Dictionary. And here's the definition of it. According to Wikipedia, twerking is a dance move that involves a person, usually a woman, shaking her hips in an up and down or circular bouncing motion, causing the dancer to shake, wobble, and jiggle. According to the Oxford Dictionary Online, to twerk is to quote-unquote to dance to popular music in a sexually provocative manner involving thrusting hip movements and a low squatting stance. Yes.
There's some meaning.
There
and
it
you
goes.
notice is more about the female.
Well, yes, because not too many men twerk. You know, at least that we know of. Well, at least not straight
And
men.
a straight guy, yeah, exactly.
They said that the word, see, that would be something to talk about. Matter of fact, this would be a bonus. This would be a bonus for word origins. This would be a bonus right here.
Yeah.
Says the word twerking, this is from Wikipedia. The word twerking is an uncertain origin. Possibilities include a contradiction of footwork or a portmanteau of twist and jerk. Therefore, you get twerk. And as I said, the comparisons have been made with traditional African dances. For instance, the Mapuka from West Africa, which was banned from the television of Ivory Coast due to its suggestive nature. But in the United States, twerking was introduced to hip-hop culture by way of the New Orleans bounce music scene. In 1993, DJ Jubilee recorded the dance tune Do the Jubilee All, in which he chanted, "Twerk, baby, twerk, twerk, twerk." The video for the song increased popularity of twerking. In 1995, New Orleans-based rapper Cheeky Black recorded the song Twerk Sunk in a call-response dance song dedicated to twerking. In 1997, DJ Jubilee recorded Get Ready, Ready, which he encouraged listeners to twerk it.
Which is still played now in parties,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm. Even as early as the year 2000, when the Atlanta-based group Ying Yang Twins released their debut single "Whistle Why You Twerk."
Wow.
Matter of fact, as I said, that Oxford's online dictionary did a defining of twerking, and in other words that were added this month include selfie, which is taking a picture of yourself with your phone.
Yeah.
Selfie. Faux hawk, which is long overdue, which is a fake mohawk.
Right.
And emoji, among several other abbreviations. And according to the hip-hop community, twerk joins bling and bootylicious as an English word, being part of hip-hop culture being added into the Oxford English Dictionary.
Right. Wow.
And also-
You know what words do? I mean, words are powerful, folks.
Yes, very powerful.
Words are powerful. And what happens is, what's the power of each of these words that are now entered in a dictionary? What do you see the power of those words combined give you? What message?
Well, basically it means
Taking a picture of yourself,
that basically
twerking.
Basically the word definitions are, I mean,
What
you
the
know,
hell?
I go something powerful in
My pants. Yeah. Exactly.
In my pants.
All these words that are coming out that are describing these acts of just, I don't get it.
Neither do I, man.
Lunacy.
Neither do I, man. Well, since we're
Wow.
in the words,
Well,
since we're in the words,
you know, the thing is, people don't think that words are powerful, but words are.
Oh yes.
You know.
Even slang, as a matter
Slang.
of fact. Yes, even slang.
You know,
Speaking of which,
and it's how you handle those words.
yes, indeedy. Yes,
The
indeed.
power of the tongue. It's biblical.
Oh yes.
The
Yes,
tongue
indeed.
is a sword.
Mm-hmm. That's the power of life and death.
Yeah.
As they say.
That's
Speaking of
what it
which,
said.
here's word origins.
So these words may not mean anything to some people, but they're powerful words.
Mm-hmm.
Twerking.
Twerking,
Twerk.
selfie.
All these words are powerful.
Yes.
Anyway,
Here's
speaking
a-
of powerful words.
Here's a word. Remember, hip-hop
Yeah,
is
Lady
sort of
K,
like-
biblical. Yes, the end is near.
It's
Is
definitely
why-
near.
is another one.
It's definitely near. Not exactly around the corner, but it's getting there. The word origins for the day. The word for the day, believe it or not, is not twerking, but it's bugger. Bugger.
Yeah.
Bugger. The Bulgarians, belonging from the early Christian era to the Eastern Orthodox Church, were regarded by Western Europeans as heretics. Thus was that the Latin word Bulgarus came to be applied generically to any heretic, eventually specifically to the Albigenses, a Catharistic sect in southern France in the 11th to the 13th centuries. It passed via Old French Bugger, B-O-U-G-R-E, and Middle Dutch Bugge into English, acquiring along the way bigoted associations with heresy with anal intercourse. The weakened use of the word as a general term of abuse dates from the early 18th century. So basically, bugger is just a nickname for a heretic, a non-believer, or just basically a slur.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Because I know they usually, because I know some English people usually call, Asian people or Indian people bugger, or vice versa, depending on who's the person they're talking to, I guess. Basically, if they don't believe what you believe, they basically call, yeah, bugger. Something like that.
Yeah, well, that's,
yeah, MF, yeah.
Well, that's the way it is here in America all the time, no?
Yeah.
Everybody's always got another opinion.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever got it right.
Same crap, different butthole, I guess. But
yeah. By the way, Lady K, you're right. She says holy, and then the little emoticon with the curses.
Oh, yeah.
So it's up to you to decide. You have the freedom to fill in that blank.
Mm-hmm.
The end of the world has been near forever. Jeez.
Yeah.
It's true. But it's going to come up on us pretty quickly.
Oh, yeah.
All of a sudden.
Like a thief in the night.
Yeah. Like a thief in the night.
Specs says, who said this first? Who said that first? Who said this quote first? The
end of the show is near.
Yeah, it is. It's 10:56 a.m. Yeah. It says, who said this first? Every man has his price. It says, recording the history and proceedings of the House of Commons, 1734, Sir William Wyndham wrote that, "It is an old maxim that every man has his price. If you can but come up to it," quote unquote. But alas, it was when the term was used by the more famous Sir Robert Walpole, Earl of Orford, whom Wyndham disliked, that it went into the vernacular. Walpole had been Prime Minister of England, Chancellor of the Exchequer, so I guess he cashed checks, and the First Lord of the Treasury. I guess he did, yeah. In 1798, William Cox published memoirs of the life and administration of Sir Walter Walpole, Earl of Oilford, in which he quoted a statement of Walpole's that although it was...
Wait a minute. You mumbled that name. Jesus. What was the name of that guy? He wrote the book on who? Malcolm Earl or some bullshit?
Sir Robert Walpole, Earl of Oilford.
Yeah. Who is that?
I
guess you got to read his book.
He was the Earl of Oilford who Wyndham is
Earl of Orwood? What is
Orford. Yeah, Earl of Orford. He was a check casher, I guess. He was the ex-chancellor of the Exchequer and First Lord of the Treasury. So yeah, so in a matter of speaking, yeah.
Yeah. Of what monarchy?
Of England. This is back in 1798. He was back in 1734. Historian William Cox published the memoirs of Sir Walpole back in 1798, and a repeated version of Wyndham's became the base of common uses of English. Regarding the declarations of men whose patriotism he questioned, Walpole said, "All those men have their price." Walpole had been referring to a specific group rather than mankind in general, but when the remark went to general usage, its meaning was distorted. Excuse me. It was distorted by the word "those" customarily being left out. The abbreviated version became even more firmly entrenched with the publication of a play in 1869 written by Sir Edward Bulwer Lytton, a 3-act comedy in rhyme called Walpole, or Every Man Has His Price. By that time and thereafter, Walpole was credited with the remark, despite it have been an old maxim he had employed a reference to in a particular group of people. So basically, it became entrenched by Sir Walter Bulwer Lytton through
congratulations.
Sir Robert Walpole Earl of Orford.
Wow.
Now that's a.
You know, I can
that's
see
some
why
verbiage.
people have a hard time finishing up college and shit. They got to get into all this, sit there and listen to this.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. By the way, Shorty Bray, the government is lying about child support. We'll talk about that on another show.
Yeah.
That's plenty to talk about right there. I like ATT's idea. Never accept a barcode on your hand or forehead. That's another good subject.
Yes, very good. Very
We
good
could
talk
bring
about.
up.
Definitely.
Let me see. Did you see the USAF has turned off our space fence for early detection of things in space? Claim it's because of non-funding for the program. Just hope nothing real big out there is coming our way. There you go.
Well, maybe they're probably trying to save money. I mean, they already declassified Roswell, right? Quote unquote, Area 51.
But look at all the bullshit that's up there. There's all the space garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing you know, it's going to be raining satellites. Screw the.
Well, they have been
media.
raining satellites. Remember Skylab back in '78?
Yeah, that.
Oh, they launched another spy satellite the other day.
Oh yeah, they did.
I think I had
They
the
launched
video.
another one.
We'll play it.
You know, that's another problem, Rudy. You mentioned I could barely get my computer. Let me just say this, and there is space junk everywhere up there. Our computers have been behaving kind of crazy lately, don't you think? I mean, I know I'm not the only one. It seems
Possibly.
like things are slow. You got to hit plug in all the time. You got to refresh all the time. And it just seems to be happening a hell of a lot more lately.
Yeah, very interesting.
Something to look at.
I'm going to close out with that video.
You know,
The spy satellite.
something to think about. Yeah, maybe
Yes.
Big Brother is watching us. Or
Not to
read later
mention-
Revelations 18:4-8, I will. And Ephesians 6:12 as well. I'll do that.
Definitely.
Guess what time it is?
It's time
to go.
to say goodbye.
Yes. Definitely.
I'm so glad we had this time together
Yes.
just to have a laugh or give
Sing a
some
song.
news. Give
Oh,
some
get
news.
some knowledge. Yeah, get some
Well,
news.
we haven't sung yet, have we?
No, we haven't.
Maybe now.
Probably good.
Seems we just get started.
Before
And before you know it, comes the time we have to say so long. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, do your twerking. Do your twerking so you get that $50,000 scholarship by Juicy J. But
Already now.
anyway, want to thank DS Photo Guy, Rudy 4, Earl, Big Skillet, Hydroponic, Topher, Rage 666, Nical 3000, Young Food, Watchdog 1, Lady K1, Spill My Finger, Emo, Masturbator, ATT, Planet X, Equilacerin, Master Meatballs, Manny, Shuddy, Gray 72, Rush 2929, RJ 71, and MCR, and also Tyra London, aka Ant, for calling us. Oh, Miss-
Thank you, Miss Scruffy.
yes,
Appreciate
and Miss
it.
Scruffy. Thank you, Miss Scruffy.
And let me just say this: we're trying. We're trying to not only make sure that we put on a cast that we could at least feel good about, but to make sure that that Vaughn Live also
Yes.
gets some props for giving us the platform that we're working in. So we're grateful to you guys, and
Grateful to you. We wouldn't be on.
give Mark our great thanks. And see you guys tomorrow,
Yeah,
right here
until-
on Vaughn Live TV.
Until next time, this is Irv, Ed, and yours truly, DB, saying, can you smell what the roast is brewing? See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye, guys.
11. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. We have ignition of the RS-68 engines. 2, 1, 0. We have liftoff of the United Launch Alliance Delta IV Heavy rocket carrying the NRO L-65 mission for the National Reconnaissance Office. You are hearing the voice of Steve Agate providing launch vehicle ascent data.
per second. Downrange distance about 1/10 of a nautical mile.
MEQ, perform post
Have
liftoff
command
steering.
to go to the partial thrust mode.
Roger.
Guess
what time it is?
What time?
It's time to get a fat burger. Because there's elements everywhere to tell you, no, you can't eat this, no, you can't eat that. Well, do some push-ups first, and then you eat that fat burger, or whatever type of burger you want to eat. Hoo-ah!
And then, wait a minute, throw in that wrestler. Woo!
Woo! To be the man, you gotta beat the man. And Harley Race, you are not that man. To walk that out, to wear the 10 pounds of gold around your waist. To be the man, you gotta be the man. It is so hard to be humble when you're looking like Ric Flair. Then ain't your boy. Cause I'm a kid stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine driving, jet flying, son of a gun. Woo!
Al Pacino Flair.